we didn't do the opening that time.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
Bum, 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 bum. Hold on. Bum, 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 bum. All right. There you go.
Am I just jumping in, or are you gonna?
Yeah, just go ahead. I mean,
Okay.
if you want to do it all official.
Well, all
We run a
right.
professional operation here, folks.
Yeah, we're all professionals around here.
Okay, hello and welcome back. Here is our recap. Last time on Lost Mines of Phandelver, the party awoke within the wizard's workshop deep inside Wave Echo Cave. After several grueling battles, they had taken refuge there with Mormesk, the Wraith, who gave them more information about the Spellforge and the perils that lay within. Setting out, the party came upon the entrance to the foundry, a large circular stone door locked with a dwarven mechanism, and guarded by two statuesque suits of armor, which turned out to be magical sentries. Mormesk warned them that if they opened the door without speaking the command word, they would have to do battle with the Silent Guardians. So the party decided to forego the mysterious splendors hidden within, in favor of first dealing with the Black Spider. They set off for the forge, where they found it had been relit by some fire elementals who were in the process of smithing a pair of strange weapons. The party dispatched the elementals, and without their magical magma to power it, the forge went cold once again. Making their way further into the Spellforge, the party encountered the few remaining bugbears and goblins in the Black Spider's employ, and convinced them to surrender without a fight by plying them with shiny copper coins. With no further resistance, the party finally came face to face with the Black Spider, who, it turns out, had entered a bargain with the third Rockseeker brother. Even more surprisingly, it turned out that the Black Spider was none other than Nezznar Jailat, a face from Mortisa's past, who called her by her true name, Eleuthera Despana. But rather than discuss these new developments diplomatically, the party was easily antagonized by Nundro Rockseeker, who sought only to expel them from the Spellforge so he could claim the riches for himself. A hostile encounter began, and Nezznar launched a ferocious fireball, which only Cyrus barely managed to avoid. His companions defeated and bleeding out, Cyrus decided discretion was the more tactful approach, and he surrendered in exchange for the lives of his friends. And now we will pick up right where we left off, with the new arm in our epic adventure, the quest of the Phandalin 5.5.
Yeah.
If we survive that long.
Hurrah.
Well done.
Yeah, if you survive. So, we're gonna pick up right where we left off, like Freak Girl said. Cyrus is standing in the final room of the Wave Echo Cave of the Spellforge, surrounded by Nezznar and his enforcer Khalil. He just set Selby down, and the others have been taken to a adjacent room. Nundro has returned to hammering out whatever it was he was working on originally. I'm going to let you have an opportunity to discuss what's going to happen with these guys before we, tie you up and throw you in the barracks.
Peachy. Okay, Nezznar. What happens now? That's Cyrus's response.
That depends entirely upon your friends. For you see, I do not wish to have a hostile encounter. I simply wish to create what is necessary to save my land and my people, and I do not wish you to get in the way. And Nundro calls over his shoulder, "Doesn't matter! Just kill him! We don't need their help anyway!"
Cyrus will just glance over and look back to Nezznar. I appreciate your willingness to seek an alternative path. I obviously want no further hostilities. They didn't go well the first time, so state your case.
it is probably best that I speak with all of your companions together. And perhaps we can reach an amicable outcome here. So for the
To be
time
perfectly
being,
honest, sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, honestly, that probably is best. I know.
So
me.
for the time being, Khalil will relieve you of your weapons, what few possessions you may have, and you can retire to the other room where your friends have been taken until such time as they recover. Then we can speak again.
Very well.
All right. So Khalil is going to try and search you, and he's not incredibly bright, but he is going to roll a d20, and we are going to get a 4. So he fails to find the hidden pocket in your coat where you have concealed the keys along with your family heirloom. But he does take the dagger and all the other stuff that's obvious on your person.
That's honestly why I laughed. Cirrus, despite never using them, carries a short sword and 5 daggers. So he's pulling them out of
So
his
many
boots.
weapons. It's like just nothing in his pocket but knives and lint. Just pulling out all these weapons, tossing them on the floor. Khalil actually gives you a smirk as he just keeps finding these knives, and he's like, "All right, I respect that. I respect that."
This is kind of like Mad Max.
Yeah.
I could have handed them to you, but Cirrus is making no threatening moves. He's just
He's got his hands up like that.
hands up.
Seeing that that's the case, that your hands are up, Khalil takes out a set of manacles. I'm going to give you a chance here to manipulate what's on your hand in such a way that he doesn't encounter it when he's putting the cuffs on. Because if you guys remember, Cirrus does have the ring of mind shielding on, and it is invisible. All right, so he can't see it. But of course, if he grabs your hands and puts you in the manacles, he might touch your fingers and find it. So let's see if you can get off a sleight of hand roll here.
Oh, dear God.
Okay, you wanna be psychic, dude? Is it a D8 already? Holy crap!
Yeah, 5th level.
Oh wow! All right, so it's
So
16.
16.
Let me try and oppose it. Nah, you're good. You're fine. You managed to flip it around, and when you give him your hands, you kind of cock one out sideways so he doesn't get to touch your fingers, and he puts the manacles on you and leads you into the other room. Assuming
Can
you're
I
not
bring
resisting.
Selby with me?
Yeah, she's
Nezznar?
going to. I'm just going to lay her down over here. Khalil will shoulder her kind of like a sack of potatoes. And he'll, when you get into the
royal
room,
sack
your
of potatoes.
your friends have been stripped of their weapons and magical items, which are kind of, heaped in a pile in the corner right now. It doesn't seem like the villains have any particular interest in them. They just don't want you having them. With that, the drow woman that you saw before at the castle, Cragmaw Castle, which has become Casa de Droop, grabs up the stuff that she's been able to, find, exits the room. She says Khalil will, guard the door to make sure nothing bad happens to you. She leaves. Let's roll some d4s. Okay, the highest one, I think, who's got the lowest constitution here? That would probably be, other than Cirrus, it would probably
other
be
than Cirrus.
Karlsruhe, I think, right? Cirrus has got he's got a positive
12.
constitution, but in about 3-ish hours, everyone begins to come around. It takes him a while. I don't know, does Cirrus want to try and do anything cagey in that time? See if he can slip out of his manacles, because I know the chafe.
He will try to slip out of his manacles.
Do you want to go?
Why don't you give me a sleight of hand check again?
Carl actually has
It's pretty good.
Oh, there you go.
I have a pretty
What's
high
your- what's your
constitution
bonus?
actually, so
My sleight of hand is 23. My roll is 23. Tell me if it needs to be higher.
It does need to be higher, but you can make this if you roll a 2. Oh, look at that! You get
Nailed it.
out of them. You managed to slip these manacles off, and you quietly sit them down next to you, or maybe you keep one on just in case you need to slide your hand back in and make it look like you're still chained up.
No, I'm just looking at them.
You have plenty of time to, I guess, talk to your friends, try and bring them around, see if you can give them any you don't really have any potions, so it's the slow recovery time of being stable and at 0 but not receiving healing.
Yeah, they took away my only potential means of healing I could think of, and it didn't sound too pleasant to try anyway.
Oh yeah, the dagger.
Yeah.
Stab yourself. Be like, ah.
Well, it's just gonna slice my palm, but yeah.
If you want, you can spend hit dice to try and recover HP. And as you sit there, contemplating what to do next, you hear in your mind, "In a pickle you are, yes."
Fizzgrid!
Warmusk? From my mind.
Not a wraith am I. Well, not exactly. In the ring have I been, yes.
Yeah, I knew this was possible. I didn't know you were there. So, yeah, I am. Who might you be?
It is I, Fizzgrit. I will help you, but you must give me tribute!
Dude, cool. You've been here the whole time?
Connected to your mind have I been, yes.
I knew he was still around.
Little creepy, but still cool.
Saint Fizzgrit is here.
I don't know what tribute you want. They took my stuff, and you don't even want to hear me sing mentally, dude. I can play.
Very well. We will discuss my price later. For now, cagey must we be, yes?
Yeah.
Agreed. That's why I'm just watching the door. We need to be
Tell you.
cagey, and we need to protect our friends.
Tell you more about your captors I can, yes?
Please.
Make them speak with you, and Fizzgrit will do what he can to see within their minds.
Nice.
Very.
Good to have you back, man. How's life in the ring? That's got to be a little
Roomier than Fizzgrit is used to. It is strange not having a body.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. We really didn't mean to set everyone to trying to raise the castle and pellet you with arrows.
Fizzgrit is no fan of these red brands, but you did kill Glassstaff and recover Fizzgrit's ring, so we will call that even.
Nice.
Okay.
So, takes a while, but everybody begins to come around. You're all going to be at 1 HP. I'm going to adjust your HP right now, because that's what you get when you come back from being unconscious and stable. If you want, you guys can spend some hit dice during this hour period of rest that you have. And, all the while you hear muffled conversation outside occasionally. Nundro raising his voice, saying things that, expletives, He's not generally a pleasant dwarf.
So I'm awake now?
Yes.
Yes.
You're all manacled, and your mouths, the cleric, that would be Carlsrue, and Selby's mouths are bound.
Oh, okay.
But that doesn't mean those of you with telepathic powers can't communicate with each other.
Cirrus will look at Selby and Carlsrue and Mortiz, and sorry, I can only do this for 3 people right now. And you guys hear telepathically, just stay quiet. Yeah, we lost. Hold on and I'll get the stuff off your mouths.
Thank you.
Just keep quiet. They all hear this mentally, and Bjorn,
Yeah, I was responding back mentally. Sorry.
right.
Yeah. And I nod, but to Neff, if I use my teleport ability,
Okay.
would I
I
teleport out of
don't believe
the
you have any uses left.
Don't I?
And your speed is 0. Does that affect your teleportation?
That it doesn't.
You also need to see where you're going.
Well, I was just going to teleport 5 feet and try and get out of the shackles, but the shackles would come with me probably.
Yes, the shackles
gag
would go with you.
and the gag. Okay, so it wouldn't work. So
Cirrus will. Let's do this in order. He'll ungag Selby, but he's telling everyone, and he's looking at Bjorn and just.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead.
Selby,
and
you
use...
can contact Bjorn through your mind too. You have telepathic speech,
Conference
so
call.
you can kind of like play telephone with each other by thinking thoughts.
Parties
You
in call.
hear like a knock knock in your
Obviously,
brain. Bjorn.
we lost to a fireball. I surrendered to Nezznar. Couldn't think of what else to do. Didn't want to leave you guys, well, worse than we ended up. And now no, the dwarf wants to kill everyone. Nezznar wants to talk to everyone, so I'm leaning towards engaging with Nezznar directly.
I believe Nezznar will deal fairly with us, at least. And it may, at the very minimum, be a good distraction.
Well, I mean, he accepted the surrender, and literally the only reason I could see that is he didn't want to kill you, Mortice, and maybe they didn't want me to get out to the countryside and let people know what was going on here. I mean, Gundren's probably drunk back at the inn ringing up the tab again that Selby paid off, but I probably would have enough pull to raise the alarm.
Also consider that Nezznar may have information that would be useful to us. He knows a lot.
Okay.
I will think it's serious that if he wants me to, if he ungags me, I can heal us back up. But
I was just doing this in order. I will.
You're gonna use telekinetic.
I'll ungag Carl's room.
I am, for best case scenario, finding a way out of here in one piece and with our stuff back, and in less case scenario, making whatever reasonable deal we can that would not compromise us too much.
Agreed. In the meantime, do y'all want me to try to get your manacles off, or you think that would just be overly antagonistic to Nezznar?
I'm of the opinion that we need to be as compliant as possible at this particular moment.
Okay, but I'm not putting mine back on.
So, Cirrus looks at each of you and with the force just kind of reaches out with his mind and yanks the gags out of Selby and Karlsruhe's mouths.
Thank goodness.
And you hear telepathy. The mean one is outside the door. He's cool though.
Trying to
all things considered.
The first thing I'll do.
He will do what Nezznar tells him.
Trying to say the word without it carrying beyond this room. I'll utter a mass healing word to heal everybody in the room.
Nice.
So that will be a D4 plus
spellcasting
5
modifier.
Yeah. So.
But what was the word? Was it Wizard Wajah?
So, yes, it was icy bitch. It was 2 words actually, but you say it.
Shakalaka.
Yeah.
So everybody heals for 8. Y'all are at 9.
And then I will ask Cirrus to let everybody know to watch over me and nudge me if somebody comes in the room, and I will begin uttering a prayer of healing, but that takes 10 minutes for me to cast.
That's fine. You can conjure your prayer of healing.
Okay, so that is everyone gets this back as well.
So, Cirrus, you talked to Nezznar.
So you get
did
everyone
he
gets
describe
another.
What he's going to do with us?
10 plus.
Everyone gets another 15.
15.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
Good job.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I'm
24.
Yeah.
I'm full. Bjorn, Nezznar expressed an interest in speaking to everyone and not just me. And I think that was partially his knowing Mortiz and partially just the wisdom of wanting to speak to everyone and not just me.
I think he intends something for us to do.
He did state his intention to find a peaceful, if not amicable, resolution rather than continued hostilities, which I appreciated, obviously.
If anybody wants
I
me
expect
to,
a quid pro quo as part of this.
Oh, I'm sure.
I could cast one more prayer of healing if we want.
We may need it later.
You may need to hold on to your last second level spell just in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am
I
out
still
of,
have hit dice we can use in an
Yeah.
emergency situation.
We are not in a position where we can win this fight right now.
No, I just wanted to make sure that everybody was at least, I don't know, for whatever reason, healed up to a certain degree. So
Yeah, so that you don't get insta-killed if they look at you wrong.
yeah.
Out of character, is there a reason you're not telling us about Fizgrit?
Just hadn't.
Me?
No,
Oh, you mean, okay.
Cirrus. Yeah.
We're all telepathic and relaying, and he was really just waiting.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right now, actually, that was one of the two things he had in mind. They didn't ask about the keys, and they didn't find the keys when they took my stuff. So we're not going to mention the keys.
Okay.
I wasn't planning to.
And the other thing is, Fizgrid says hi.
Whoa.
I knew it.
He did seem the type to defeat death in
All
his way.
hail Saint Fizgrit.
Yeah,
What? What do you mean he says hi?
the
Where is
ring
he?
He's in my ring. which they
Fizgrit
also
says
do.
hello.
Oh.
What?
It is good to see you again.
You can talk to other people? What a weird ring.
No, Fizgrit can only speak inside your mind, but you are connected to other people's minds, so Fizgrit can speak to everybody.
Cool.
That
Hi,
is most
Fizgrit.
convenient.
That works pretty good.
Fizgrid
That's
says
the thing about the ring is you cannot prevent Fizgrit from speaking to you.
Yeah, I know. Literally no living being on this planet can get into my mind without overriding the ring, and I can't shut him up if I want to.
he is a psionic aberration ex-wizard, so it's fine. You're fine.
He's cool.
Of course, Sarek.
Yeah, he's one of the capabilities of this ring, which creeped me out from the beginning, but worked out okay. Is
I'm not complaining.
If you die while wearing it, you end up inside it.
Whoops. Oh, is that how Fizgrit got in there?
I imagine.
Can Fizgrit do anything to help us in this scenario?
Fizgrit is going to attempt to glean information from the minds of the others as we're speaking to them.
Okay, so we do.
So maybe.
Maybe. All right.
It's a solid maybe.
Well, then maybe it might be to our advantage to speak to Nezznar and see what Fizgrit can.
I just have to figure out a way to give him tribute now. It's a little tricky.
Nezznar?
Fizgrid.
Fizgrit.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Hmm.
You're not feeding me to him.
We'll have to give him an
The
advance.
mere thought hadn't even contemplated the possibility of beginning to look for a path to cross my mind.
I'm just letting him know.
Fizgrit no longer wants to eat the gnome because Fizgrit has no mouth.
It's fair. I didn't know if you could eat brains or something.
Don't give him any idea. Don't give him any ideas.
I have no mouth
Fizgrit
and
will
I cannot
find a way,
scream.
yes.
I missed you, Fizgrit.
Carl is meditating in the corner, praying and meditating. I don't know how much time we got, but if I can get a short or a long rest, well, so much the better. If not, I'm communing with my goddess. So trying to anyway.
Yeah. I will, make my quiet prayers to Elistrai and to the mistress.
I figure we can wait here, or I can go let. I do not recall his
Trying
name.
to see if I can get a sense of what they
Nezznar.
want.
No, Neznar's name I remember. The guard's name I don't remember.
Khalil.
Khalil, yes.
Yeah.
So, whenever you guys, this is all still telepathic. Whenever you guys are ready, let me know, or we can just wait till they decide to come back in.
I'm good either way. I just figured the best thing I could do right now is try and recover my strength for whatever we need later on. But I completely agree that at this point we are at the mercy of our captors. So
I don't see any option that would not involve alerting the others and getting us potentially killed.
I've been trying, and I could think of at least 2 ways out of here, but they don't involve anyone but me.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to work too well, huh?
That's why I'm still here.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
We do appreciate you hanging out.
I am for trying to negotiate with them. I don't think Nezznar is a unfair dealer. Well, by draw standards anyway.
I know nothing about him except that he accepted a surrender and was civil about it.
Yeah.
I will
So
say
it's a
that
good start.
Carl
I do appreciate him not killing us.
Carl is very subdued and somber, and somehow or another his hair is looking kind of white, or getting a whitish color. So.
I swear, he's going through seasonal puberty.
Yes. He needs a rest before it happens, but he's in a wintry type of mood. So.
And Cirrus is just otherwise staring at the floor.
So after about another, span of time, you can estimate it's about an hour. It's been like 5 hours in total at this point. You hear the lock on the door, scrape open, and in walks Nezznar with his female companion, and Khalil is in the doorway behind them. He walks in.
Cirrus will hand Khalil his manacles.
Khalil's in the door behind him. Are you gonna just chuck him over?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I misunderstood where they are. He'll just hold on to them. He's not making any pretense of them still being on. He's just not moving.
Nezznar looks at you all and he says, "Good, you're awake. So, I'm sure you have many questions. One of which is, why aren't you all dead?"
I presume it is because you have a plan in mind for us. Is that not so?
Indeed. I have spoken with the Rockseeker brother. He has been trying to craft a key to get into the foundry of this Spellforge, because there is something within that I seek. And, of course, he simply wishes to raid the riches therein. He believes he has perfected it, for only a dwarf can cast a mold of a dwarven mechanism. And we could not find the keys earlier. However, as he has studied the mechanism, he is also aware that there are 2 sentries outside the foundry which will come to life once the door is unlocked. I have convinced Nundro that as you adventurers are quite capable and have dispatched all of the various countermeasures that we have sought to employ to keep prying eyes away from the Spellforge, that you would be able to defeat these guardians. And as such, I have bargained for your lives with him. Is that at all something that you feel you would be up to in your present circumstances?
If we were allowed to, say, have a long rest, get our strength back, I believe we could accomplish this for you.
And if we die in the process, you're able to observe what the Guardians do so you can make another attempt, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You're
first.
quite astute. Yes, you're quite astute.
What are you
However,
trying to accomplish?
I believe you can defeat the Guardians. I believe that I'm going to be able to study them while you're fighting them, and provide insight.
What are you trying to accomplish here?
It's a very lengthy and involved story that you probably won't believe. You could either give me the benefit of the doubt, or, I don't know, read my mind to see if I'm telling you the truth. But it isn't something I really want to share where the Rock Seeker can potentially overhear.
Question.
I believe you to be a man of honor, as you have treated us with such since we have been in your custody. You
But
could have
Karlsruhe
very
says-
easily killed us.
When Bjorn says that, Karlsruhe looks at him with full of surprise. It's like, okay.
Yeah. I suspect you have something in mind for Nundro once we have done our work.
Nundro is a simpleton. He
That I
simply
know.
wishes to. He is a capitalist. He simply wishes to exploit the mine for its wealth. But what he does not understand is that the forge cannot be lit without some magical means to connect to the elemental planes that manifest here. I don't know how familiar you are with the theoretical cosmology of our world and the planes that intersect it. But there are motes, so to speak, of elemental power, places in our world that touch other planes. Sometimes these can be doorways to the Shadowfell, or way into the Feywild. The same is true for the elemental planes. The Spellforge.
Karlsruhe perks up at Feywild, looks at him intently.
This Spellforge is one such location, and miraculously, it is connected to all 4 planes: earth, air, fire, and water. That is one of the reasons that you see the manifestation of elementals as you do. I've been able to command the fire elementals to relight the forge. But I think you killed them already, which sent them home. And now the forge is cold, and Nundro is furious.
Sorry.
Just so we're clear, do we have any assurances that if we have to fight these guardians and we're weakened, that we'll survive, you and your companions, after that? Or having done our task, will you eliminate us? I don't mean to give you any disrespect, but it's something that would occur to me in other circumstances.
It's a fair question. Why wouldn't I simply kill you once the Guardians are dispatched? That's a fair question. I could dispatch you now, or I could have dispatched you before. I've convinced Nundro that you are of use. He was simply making his key and intent on opening the forge, or the foundry himself, and forcing us to come to his aid should he not be able to vanquish the Guardians alone. I have no interest in killing you. My concerns go far beyond the simple material wealth that will be encountered within, or dealing in any capacity with adventurers such as yourselves. I don't wish to offend you in any way, but your petty concerns pale in comparison to the dangers and troubles that are afoot.
You think of the Spider Queen, correct?
Yes. I often think of the Spider Queen and how I wish to put a blade between her breasts. But there's something far worse in immediate danger than the machinations of Loth.
I have received, shall we say, information that there is a larger threat to the Underdark that is on its way, but it's very nebulous. Is this true, or
I don't doubt it. It makes perfect sense that the Underdark is in peril. I would believe that all of the planes that touch the prime material would also be in peril. Anywhere that can be accessed through the astral sea. Like I said, I don't know how familiar you are with the cosmological theory behind the alignment of the planes, but there are planes that do not connect directly to our world. The Abyss, the Nine Hells, Elysium. These places are only accessible through the astral sea, and the astral sea is only accessible through the ethereal plane, which connects to our world. So there are many barriers between some of the more dangerous locations that you might encounter were you a planar traveler of sorts.
What about the Feywild?
The Feywild and the Shadowfell both touch this plane. They're both accessible directly from the prime material plane.
So is it in danger as well? Is that what you were telling me?
It is in danger as well. The Shadowfell, the Feywild, and the prime material are all in danger because a gateway has been opened that has allowed the demon princes from the Abyss to manifest here. And I do not mean their avatars or their aspects. The aspect being a projection of the demon lord from the Abyss, one of a much smaller scale and power. No, I mean the demon lords themselves. They are here. And they are walking. New. And they are walking beneath us.
Neat.
Demon lords and
okay. Taking that as read, taking you at your word, I swear if I hear anyone allude to the greater good one more time this month.
The greater good.
What is it you want from the Foundry, and what do you intend to do once you have it? Just in practical terms.
This Spellforge was founded in 900-ish DR. Over a century ago. Or, yeah, well over a century ago. Several centuries ago. Around 5 or 6. At the time, a very powerful drow named Vizerin, who had been exiled from Menzoberranzan, sought a way to strike back at the matron mothers who had him exiled. He came upon a long-lost temple to a primordial entity who is able to rival the power of the gods. And there he found weapons, tools of a sort that would be able to unlock the chambers where these princes of elemental power reside, gateways to their dimension, where they could manifest in much the way that the demon princes have manifested here, so that they could walk the prime material plane. However, those tools, weapons, keys, whatever you want to call them, were stolen by mortal cultists, I believe, and we have not been able to recover them.
So your plan to confront the dangerous extraplanar creatures walking the realms is to bring in more dangerous extraplanar creatures to walk the realms.
I know how it sounds. It sounds both insane and dangerous, but I don't believe there is another way to confront demon lords without the direct intervention of the divine.
Would it be fair to say the situation is desperate then?
It is. These tools, not only do they unlock these gateways, they offer a measure of control over these primordials. Because the temple in which they were found, at least according to Vizerin, is a temple to the entity that created them. And these tools were used to open these bridges So it is possible that that entity created the weapons as well. Being that that's the case, and these entities are not omnipotent, they could be called upon to do battle and do away with the demons. For I don't know if you're familiar with the legends of prehistory, before recorded history, before the dwarves and elves, before the blood war began. But there was once a frightful clash at the beginning of the creation of our reality between the primordials and the gods, which led the god Ao to separate our world from its sister world. And that separation occurred because the primordials and the gods were locked in such desperate conflict. It was quite possibly going to tear apart the fabric of everything that had been created before. Primordials hate gods. And specifically, they hate demons.
I will say this. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
If we cannot call upon Corellon, if we cannot call upon Lathander, if we cannot call upon Shantea and Talos to come and fight for us against the demonic forces that now walk in our very midst, who can we call upon to save ourselves?
Why can't we call upon them? Or are they just not answering?
Airdrefania.
I'm
It
serious
would be possible
question.
if you can petition to your god, elf.
Not yet. I'm elf.
Her intervention. You look like an elf. Are you Eladrin?
Yes, I am. That's why I'm so concerned about the Feywild.
If it were possible for you to petition to your goddess that she could send her aspect as well, perhaps she would be able to fight one of the demon lords. But as you, I'm sure, well know, there are 7.
Yes. I say yes. I don't know that, but yes.
So he kind of shrugs, like, we need an army of gods. We need entities that are stronger than the demon lords in their nascent state, that we can partially control so that we can rid ourselves of the threat. And I will be honest with you, Eleuthria, as I know you have no love lost for the matron mothers and the spider queen. But these primordials, should we be able to rid ourselves of the demons, and I believe we can, well, it's entirely possible we can follow them in their death to find her in her demon web pits. And with these primordials at our beck and call, we would be able to destroy her once and for all where she dwells.
A tempting prospect.
I raised my eyebrow at that, but okay. I will say this to everyone in the room, put simply. I don't know what we are discussing here, but we really have no choice but to accept their offer to attack the Guardians. Because if we're not useful in this, then our lives are not useful. And whatever he says, why would he keep us alive? I wouldn't.
Okay, Selby, Karlsruhe, and Mortis here. I'm telepathically. I'm all for living, but we're going to hand him power over entities that can defeat the 7 demon lords, and then we're just going to be cool with that when it's over.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that either.
We could deal with that when it comes.
Yeah,
but if we're dead, we can't deal with
it. And also, if there's no universe, that's a problem.
Yeah, if we're dead, we can't deal with anything.
Yeah.
We shall find the truth of the other things when it comes. But at this point, I see that we have, I guess I'm saying this all in my mind, we have no choice but to do what they ask. Otherwise, we're useless.
Did Fizzgrit here pick up anything during that conversation?
Yeah.
Fizzgrit knows the stories of the time before time. Fizzgrit will tell you of them later, if you survive. This one, he believes everything he says. He has designs. He wishes to destroy the demon queen, the spider woman. But he does not seek to do you harm. For some reason, he seems only to care about the mission he is on.
There is a danger in
Believers.
following true believers. I would simply keep an eye on that.
I'll say mentally as well as like, and perhaps I'll find a way to gain access to the Feywild again, or perhaps even find a way to get into the Feywild again.
I need to get to the Shadowfell as well, so perhaps we will make 2 stops.
Yeah, I'm honestly less ethically bothered by handing this guy potential control in a God's War than I am about letting the scrubby little dwarf out there raid this place for money.
He is
I don't know what's going
He
on.
is definitely the worst of the 2, I think. For now.
Well, can we make a deal with him and say that we get first pick? I don't know, something.
I don't think we're in a good bargaining position, but okay.
Well,
Well, it
may
doesn't
be
seem like
once...
he likes the little rock seeker either.
It's true.
He might decide to have a change in partners once it becomes convenient for him.
It does seem, however, that Nezznar is in complete control over the dwarf, as the dwarf wants to kill us, and he's not doing that.
Nezznar, how does one get from the Prime here to the Feywild?
One would need a area of particular wild energy, chaotic, mercurial, a place where it is not touched by the banality of man or the Feyzres of the Underdark. And then one would need to be able to cast a dimensional portal or be lucky enough to find a secret way through the weakened veil. The more wild the location, the more mystical, the easier it would be to walk between worlds. The places are few, but it is possible to divine their location. They move as well.
And if we were to go to the Shadowfell, is it much the same process?
The Shadowfell is far more dangerous than the Feywild, but there are gateways to the Shadowfell that are established. Places guarded by liches, places of great death magic, powerful arcanists who have opened gateways before. Those gateways can be reopened. But the Shadowfell is not to be trifled with. You will go insane.
Understood.
Wow. I have decided, but I can't decide for my group, so I will go with them. But it seems to me that I have little choice, whether I like it or not.
Yes, it seems we have a foundry to go to.
Yeah, I don't see that we have any better options at the moment.
Hey, do we get to keep anything that we find in there?
There is only one thing I seek. I care not what happens to anything else.
And what of the Rock Seeker, brother?
Thanks.
You will have to negotiate with him once the foundry is opened. However, I have negotiated on your part that he will not raise his hand to kill you once the task is complete.
Good.
Once I have what I desire, should I be able to complete my task here, I will remain until my task has been finished. If I cannot, and I must take what I find within the foundry elsewhere to achieve my task, I will depart. I have no wish to claim this place as my own. I have no desire to put a stake in what happens here. Rockseeker believes that this place is valuable, and it is for its connection to the elemental planes, but he does not see those. He only sees the material.
Can I ask one other question of you then? Did you have anything to do with the death of the other Rockseeker brothers, or was that purely
Nundro?
When I arrived, I had learned that the Rockseekers had located the entry to Wave Echo Cave and the Forge of Spells, which is only the tip of the iceberg of a much larger dwarven complex, fortress, metropolis, have you? I don't know what to call it. Mythical kingdom, perhaps? When I learned that they had located it, I came here post-haste because it is the only place I could imagine that Vizarin would have been able to design the items that he found beneath the temple, or to repower them were it necessary for him to do so. When I arrived, the brothers had already begun to squabble between them. I approached them and told them of my intent. Nundro immediately became indignant of his brothers because they doubted that I would deal fairly with them. The other rock seeker, Gundren, I believe he departed and sought to hire his own brute squad, perhaps, to protect the mine from any who would see it exploited or endangered. I believe it was a way for him to try and raise or muster a force large enough to force me and my companions out, for there are only 3 of us, and were the Lord's Alliance or the Harpers or even the Zentarim to take an interest in this mine and make a deal with the Rock Seekers, then surely we would not have been able to come this far or go any further. The third Rock Seeker, he was undecided. He was not with either brother in his loyalty. He wanted to explore this place because of his ancestors, their ancestors, and their connection to whatever dwarven temple lies deep beneath the Sword Mountains. Nundro hit him on the head with a rock.
That's all I needed to know.
Very nice.
I didn't intervene because it was not of any interest to me.
Understood. It lets me know what I needed to know. Thank you.
If we are to open this door and fight the Guardians, we will be needing our weapons.
Yes.
And your allegiance to Nundro was all about getting the key, correct?
I have no allegiance to Nundro.
Right. So
we are
once
simply
he made
in a understanding. Nundro could not forge the key. He needed the forge relit.
All right,
I was
telepathically.
Able to light the forge.
Should I tell him that we have the key?
No, because
because
they might use it themselves.
They'll just take it from you if they know you have it.
Well, they think they have one anyway. It would just be funny, and he wouldn't need Nundro anymore.
I don't think he needs Nundro now anymore. Anyway, what he's saying is that, as far as he's concerned, he's negotiated on behalf of Nundro once we get in, but he doesn't care what happens to Nundro. That's what I'm getting. So.
Right, but he was only dealing with Nundro to use the room and forge a key, and well, the key's unnecessary and possibly flawed. That's fine though. I'm happy to keep the secret. Okay,
yeah,
I
don't think it gives us any advantage to tell him right
now. So are we doing this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I vote yes.
All right.
Imagine so.
Yeah, if we kill Nundro by himself, I think that might be better odds, honestly.
Yeah.
That might be a lot of kills.
Sirius will stand up and casually hand his manacles to the woman's name that I still don't know either, and say, okay, but we have one final question before we agree to hand you control over the primordial beings that can defeat gods. What do you know of Jackie Daytona?
I am
He's
Jackie
treacherous.
Daytona.
How do you know I am not Jackie Daytona?
That I believe.
You don't.
I know he's a treacherous. I know he's a treacherous man.
Yeah, that's why I know. You don't strike me as treacherous. Well, maybe the Drow matrons would disagree, but I'm not really thinking they're posting wanted placards in small towns.
I am not particularly interested in the opinions of the Drow Mothers.
All right,
All right.
then. We have an accord.
Lenara, Khalil, and I, we will stand clear of the conflict. Should we find a opportunity to assist, or find it necessary to do so, we will. But I believe the Rock Seeker needs to see how effective you can be against the Guardians, or he will find you less than useful and try to dispatch you himself.
And do we get the time to take a long rest first? We need to recover our strength.
I do not believe he is going to be patient.
We're in no shape for this. They're in no shape for this.
Your magic was...
You don't look it.
Your magic was quite effective.
I'm less worried about Rock's head out there than I am about trying to go up against the mystical guardians of the ancient foundry.
Can we make some arrangement with him?
I have a few ideas.
You are physically you are ailed, yes?
Yes.
But your spirits are strong and your magics are not faded yet.
That is not true.
If it is simply a matter of your physical state, it is possible that I can see you healed.
I cannot speak for my other companions, but my divine magic is almost gone.
Right, and that's usually what I do.
So
that's usually what I do too.
I was gonna say that.
Could take a short rest, perhaps, if that's allowable.
That won't.
You've had a short rest.
That won't rejuvenate. Yeah, that won't rejuvenate my spell slots. So
the casters in our party need time to recover.
Well, we do not have much of a choice in whether or not we do this. You do not have much of a choice in whether or not we get a long rest. We kind of have to have that done before we can go fight the Guardians. It's simple math.
Let me speak with him. Perhaps I can sway him further.
We would appreciate that. Thank you.
He turns and he leaves.
I actually think I'm okay as far as spell goes.
You are left alone with Lennar. You could always blood heal. You could always burn hit dice and recover spell points.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think I'm okay.
So, Lennar, what's your role in this? I'm just curious.
My reasons for engaging in this battle against demon lords, those are my secret to keep. But I know the winning side when I see it.
Appreciate the vote of confidence.
She didn't mean us.
I was trying to play it cool.
Have you known Nezznar long?
Long enough to know that his aims are not personal in desire. He doesn't wish to enrich himself or to gain power for the sake of his own personal advancement. He is concerned with something far more significant than his own stake in all this. And that, of course, means that he's easily directed.
Yeah, Mortiz hears telepathically. I thought she was an acolyte. She's just waiting till she can stab him in the back.
Very possibly. I never had a good feeling about her. but I feel honor bound to watch my friends back. If she does anything, then she will be my blade.
And what of Khalil?
Cleo is
still
still standing
pissed about the
still
No, I'm
standing
sorry.
in the doorway.
Cirrus was asking Lunar. What of
Oh,
Khalil? What's his role here?
Khalil is how should I put this? He's the drow male.
Interesting.
Now you see why I left Drow Society.
Right.
I think that you're all very strong. And I think that you're able to defeat these guardians without much trouble at all. You've undone all of the plans that Nezznar put in place to keep this location secret. He retained the assistance of orcs and goblins and a power-hungry madman who wanted to start his own army. You've bested them all. So I think you shouldn't be worried about going up against the Guardians in your current state. You have all of the power you need, and you should fight them now. Everybody roll a wisdom save.
Okay.
Saw that coming.
Oh wait, I get something.
You get advantage on it.
Advantage.
And so
Yes.
do all of the elves. All the elves get advantage on it. I don't know if the half-elf does. Let me check. I think he does.
Well, I'm not very wise.
I assume Bjorn is going to fail this.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Selby's,
Great, my
Selby's not doing so
advantage.
great either.
Give me an 8 and a 3.
Does a
double
20?
check, seriously.
Does a 24 work?
I think
10
so,
or-
yeah. I think 24 will be fine.
18
Out
should
of
be
10 or
fine.
5.
Yes, Cirrus has advantage. So both Mortice and Cirrus have advantage on this.
Ooh.
Let me know if that needs to be higher, because I'm suspicious of her.
I would want you to, just in case, make it higher.
Oh
There you
shit,
go,
that'll do it.
Cirrus is fine. Cirrus says, nah, I'm good.
Nice try.
Okay, both Selby and Bjorn think she's right, and think that that's exactly what you should do right now.
Selby, Bjorn. She.
But we can do this. I'm the Sorceress Supreme. I don't need to take a rest.
It's true. I
What
got some
did
hit
you
points. I
do?
can take this, guys.
Lenore. Don't.
Come on, Bjorn, let's go.
Selby, Bjorn, stop.
Lenore, look, I've dealt with icy bitches most of my life. Don't try that shit with me, okay? Just tell them that we can't do this right now.
I have
But I'm the
no
Sorceress
idea
Supreme.
what you're talking about. She says
Fair.
very sweetly and looks. It is absolutely obvious that she knows that you know, and that you know she knows you know.
Fair enough.
And she turns around and says, "The rest of you, I understand that you're a little cowardly. I'll make sure there are some potions for you." And she leaves. She walks out.
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
All right. At
But we
some
haven't
point,
been
we have
Khalil-
to stab her.
God
I'm
damn
just
it.
saying.
Khalil comes in. He picks up the manacles that Cirrus threw on the ground. And he smirks, he picks them up, and he tosses the corpse flower dagger at your feet. And he turns and he leaves.
I'll need my staff back.
I really don't like those two.
And
I don't
my
know.
eyes.
Khalil seems okay.
Khalil appreciates the fact that you slipped the manacles. He's like, I like this guy.
I'm standing back up.
He's useful. He's capable. He's persistent. He's survivable. I like him. He could be useful.
Professional respect.
All right, you guys get up and leave the. Well, you're all in manacles, aren't you?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm-
we're still
Yeah.
waiting to hear back from Nezznar about whether or not we can take a long rest.
And I just
No,
all I
you
did
and
was
I don't think we need one. We're good.
Yeah.
We're ready to go. We're
Selby,
trying to leave.
Bjorn,
Chomping at the bit.
she
All I
did
did
some
was-
back.
kind of.
He hands. Well, he doesn't hand each of you. He has 5 large vials of red liquid in his hand. Khalil comes with him, and he undoes the manacles on Selby and Bjorn. And Nezznar hands both of you one of these vials. He also, Khalil also leans into Mortice, and he says,
The Guardians aren't easily defeated. You're going to need to be on your toes.
and he unlocks her manacles. He unlocks Carlsruhe's manacles.
Nezznar, can
Nezznar hands the rest of the vials out to you guys.
we'd like to request that you ask your associates to cease casting spells on us to sway our minds.
I cast no such spells.
Your associates, I'm sorry.
Khalil.
Lenore.
Khalil is
Khalil
not
is
a
fine.
caster. You speak of Lenara.
No.
Lenora attempted to charm us and was only half successful.
I cannot control Lenara, but I will warn her that in treating our guests with spells to persuade them in tasks they don't necessarily wish to participate is rude. But then again, I suppose so is Fireball. So
Nah,
Yeah.
fair to say. I mean, we've agreed to do this. We only wish to be prepared first. She was attempting to send us out.
She is someone that I would not be around without a knife in hand. Let's put it that way.
We assume you know to watch your back around her.
Yes.
she and I have a tenuous relationship, but I am 10 times the mage that she is.
Yes.
She would never attempt such a foolish measure against me.
Unless an
Not from
opportunity
the front, at
presented
least.
itself. And I'm
I
not
will-
trying
I
to
will-
put a wedge between you.
Yep.
Just
I'm no
making an
fool.
observation.
We never assumed you.
One of the reasons that I have Khalil.
I'm just sure she wouldn't mind us
Yes.
dying.
He seems much nicer.
So
Yeah, Khalil's okay
the
by me.
potions that you have, they're size like significantly larger than the potions that you've seen in the past. You guys can drink them if you want.
What do they do?
Well, drink it and find out.
I'm gonna drink it.
8d4 plus 8.
8d4 plus 8.
Superior healing potions.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold on to mine until I need
Yeah.
it because that's gonna overheal. I'm only like 10
Smart.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just going to pocket
hit
mine.
points away.
Yeah, I'm still at half right now. I'm not in
Yeah.
a bad position.
Actually,
I'm only 14 points down, so I'm holding on to
Yeah.
mine as well.
Bjorn drank his?
Bjorn should drink his. Bjorn
He
needs that
did,
HP.
right?
Yeah.
That was
Serious
8d4 plus 8.
Yes. So roll 8d4 and then add 8. You got a lot. You got 32 plus 8, 40. So you're at 60.
No, I added the 8 in the advanced roll, so it's 32.
Oh, nice. Cool. That's nice.
Cirrus
I
will
didn't-
hand his to Bjorn. You will likely need this more than I will.
56 out of 68 is pretty good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So I
How
take
many
it
rages
that
do you have left? Bjorn, how many
What?
rages do you have left? How many rages do you have left? One, right? You're still the
I
rage.
believe I have 1. No, I got 2 here.
2.
I
Yeah,
said,
so you
I
only
don't think you
once.
raged last time.
Yeah, you only raged.
Yeah.
Well, he raged against the fire elemental.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
cast that so useful spell
Yeah, I
with
meant
that
like
ring.
not that much.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, hey, if it moved, it would have started taking damage. But the way that the spell works is you blanket an area in water and ice, and
Oh, no,
as they
no, I
move
meant-
through it, it's difficult terrain.
I meant the spell where I got to take damage along with Bjorn. So
Yeah, that was not a great
that
plan.
was brilliant. that was brilliant. Never use that spell again.
It was really dumb.
I do appreciate you taking it with me, though, but I'm just
The
not
first
sure it was all that
time.
useful.
The first time I used Warding Bond, I was like, this is going to be awesome. And then I was like, oh, God, it's been 3 rounds. Why am I almost dead?
Solid
I told you, I was like, you're going to die. Nobody likes it. But, you know,
that ring
using
can
it
burn
once.
that ring can burn in the plane of fire as far as I'm concerned. So, you know,
Well, that'd be hard to do as it's sitting at the bottom of the river.
Well, that's good. I hope it rots down there.
I'm gonna send a telepathic signal to Cirrus and let him know what Khalil said to me.
All right. So I take it this means that we're not getting our long rest.
No long rest for
You're
you.
gonna have to deal with your
Suck it up.
your no slots.
Cirrus will let the others know what Mortiz shared. That
Rely on your allies, adapt, and come up with a plan.
Hey, Fizgr, did you get anything from Lenore or Khalil?
Lenore is a cunt.
I think we gathered that.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Can I shake your hand?
Yeah.
She is also not what she seems. You should be aware.
What do you mean? Other than, I mean, she's
do not
obviously...
I do not think she is exactly what any of you see.
She's not Drow?
There are ways to
I do
expose
not
her,
know
so-
for sure, but she does not strike me as the same type of creature.
Interesting.
You have definitely earned some tribute.
Yes, I will take much tribute from you.
Hopefully, we will find some for you soon.
Yeah. You get all the spiritual tribute we come across.
Well, let's not make promises yet until we know what that means.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, so you guys can leave the room if you want.
Well, I think I'm prone at the moment, but yeah.
Yeah, I have to get up. Do I have my
Okay.
staff and my broom back?
No, they're outside.
I have my
They're
dagger.
outside the room. Yeah,
Okay, but
he
we can
gave
take
you
them.
your dagger. He didn't
Yeah.
give anyone else anything. He gave you your dagger so that you have it on you when you leave the room.
Right.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm guessing he wants you to kill. What's her face?
Do I get my axe?
Or Nundro?
If you come out, yeah, Khalil's got he's got your primary weapons ready for you.
Okay.
Your other things, you're like, you know, it's Cirrus's luck stone and his ring of protection, and all of your other secondary items are in a pile over by the star in this room. But your primary weapons he'll hand back to you. Your staff, the axe, the lightning spear, Mortice's sword. Also,
do I have my broom and my scrolls?
Those are not along. Those are not being handed to you. You can request them.
Can
He's
we
just
have our
handing you the
stuff?
things that he knows you use as, you know. Why would you need a broom? You know what I mean? It's just a freaking
I'm gonna
broom.
come over. 1, 2, 3.
What if the ground is dirty?
It's like, Nezznar looks down at you like, what?
All right, let's see.
I am requiring additional items, please. I demand. Well, fine. I request that I receive my broom and my scrolls and my pearl and all the things that I had on my person when you took me into custody if you want me to help you and be successful.
Okay.
Roll
I like that
persuasion.
little
And then she
add-on at the end
smiles.
there.
That's the way to go.
Roll persuasion.
I'm just watching Lenore as this is going on.
You want me to move out of the way of her, Cirrus?
I'm just watching. I'm not trying to restart that fight.
Say.
I'm just watching for any signs that she's casting another spell.
Oh my god!
27, good sir.
She negotiates for me too. So
Aggressive negotiations.
He turns to Nundro and says, If you truly wish them to be capable fighters against these guardians, perhaps you should return to them all of their possessions. That is just my humble opinion. And Nundra says,
And it's a good one.
Fine, as long as we can get this show on the road. I'm tired of waiting.
You, sir, are a gentleman and a scholar, I say to Nezznar. And I just look at Numrock or whatever his name is.
Numrock!
Oh
That's like
God.
Nimrod
Numskull.
plus, Numrock. Yeah. Nice job.
I walk over here to get my stuff and smirk at Numrock and say Numrock under my breath.
Yeah,
No.
I'm definitely reclaiming all the things that are left there.
Oh yeah, taking it all back.
Yep. I mean, you didn't unattune to it. It has to be 24 hours, so it's all attuned to you still. You can just pocket your stuff and get ready to go. Also, he did strip you of your armor, so you should probably put that back on.
Yeah, I was definitely planning on doing that.
I have to recast mage armor, or it's still...
No,
it hasn't
you
been
can't
24 hours.
get stripped of mage armor. Mage armor is magic.
No, I know. I just meant like time-wise, because I'm
It
a little...
lasts 8 hours. I mean, you could cast it just in case.
So
I
it'll
just wasn't
take
sure
us
if it
like
was
10
still up.
minutes to put our armor back on, and really that's your fault. for
It
taking
takes.
from
I think
us?
it takes like 5 minutes to put armor back on, something like that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not-
I thought
it's
it
not
was the
long.
other way. Okay.
No, I'm just making sure you guys know and we prepare properly.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just
double check.
re-stowing my daggers that I always have on me but never use.
Yeah, heavy armor. It takes. Hold on. It didn't say. Yeah, 5 minutes. 10 minutes to put on heavy armor. 10 minutes
Okay.
to put it on.
That's what I
5
was
minutes to take it
thinking
off.
of then.
So that's
All
fine.
right.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to move us all over to the location of the foundry, and we might see combat. Let's find out.
All right.
It would probably be a mistake for me to say "see you again soon, sweetheart" to Lenore as we leave, huh? So.
No, you can say it to her. She's going with you.
Yeah, they're
Oh, okay.
they're gonna follow us.
Taunters.
Of course they are. Okay. All right.
Let me turn
Where can we
Carl's
go?
view sideways. Let me turn Bjorn sideways. Let me turn Ortiz sideways. All y'all facing the wrong way. What's going on? I will let you
We're
position
going to do a
yourselves
group
in this
moon
room.
here in a second.
Yeah.
I'm up there.
All right.
I'm waiting for him to put the key in there, turn it, and then those two guardians jack him up. That's what I'm waiting for. But I say that telepathically, but
Yeah.
So,
Telepathically.
Go
Sorry.
ahead.
No,
Yeah, go ahead.
telepathically, Cirrus is gonna tell the others. Should we let the Wraith know what's going on?
does it matter?
I just
I-
don't want him to enter on either side of combat right now.
I think he was under the impression we were going there after we talked to him anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, none of that.
He's so smart. Why are you so smart? God damn it.
I was more thinking I could let him know that we don't really care if he takes out the dwarf.
Or the
Or
neutrality.
yeah.
Hey,
Other
Warmax,
than-
just so you know, we don't care if you kill this guy. Just saying.
Pretty much, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
We will not miss them.
So Nundra walks towards the dwarven mechanism on the giant circular stone door. He stands and he taps on it. He takes out a key. It looks similar to the one that you have on the chain. He fiddles it into the lock, and he takes out a rod, a copper rod, and he feeds it between the circular handle of the key, and he cranks it around. It's almost like he's forcing this lock with maybe a not exact copy of the key that goes in, but one that's good enough. You're pretty intelligent when it comes to lockpicks, right, Cirrus?
Yeah, he's just watching.
Yeah. He's putting in the equivalent of a
bump key.
Bump key, a lock breaker. It's going to get stuck in there, and this lock isn't going to be usable again. Dude is destroying ancient dwarven technology so he can open the door to.
You guys hear telepathically. He's breaking that lock.
You better stop him.
Should we stop him?
Just
let me know if you want me to
handle
stop
it.
Stop him.
Definitely stop him.
All right,
Stop him.
Nandro, stop, please.
What do you mean, stop? It's time we got this door open.
Give him the
Okay, back
Stop is
away,
pretty clear
and I'll
word.
get it open
He is a competent thief.
without
You know?
breaking it.
He's
pick
very
this
good at.
lock.
He's very. Oh, he has a way.
Oh, Cirrus has skills you don't even know about.
Yes.
All right, step away.
Fine. I'll give you one chance. Try anything funny, and I'll bash your skull in.
I do send a message to Cirrus telepathically. Remember that you needed the incantation for the Guardians not to attack. It would be right in the middle. Better you give the actual key to Nundro and let him turn it without the incantation, rather than you getting hit by the Guardians while you're doing that.
I appreciate your concern, but I'm going to try to do this without showing him that I have it.
You're going to get attacked by the Guardians, though, because we don't have the incantation.
We're all going to
Cirrus
get
can
attacked
disengage.
We're all going to get
Cirrus can
attacked by the
disengage.
Guardians.
Well, I mean, that is why we're here, is to fight them.
Yeah.
So,
Look, if I was playing this smart, I wouldn't have given my potion of mega healing to Bjorn.
Okay.
Well, you would have run last session.
Right?
I would have grabbed that broom and been like, "Bitches, I'm out."
Yeah.
And as a group, we thank you for not doing that, Cirrus.
yeah.
I mean, I would have tried to send help.
He's come a long way. He's come a long
Yeah.
way.
I would have
Yeah.
tried to send help eventually.
All right.
When I got
So
hit
give me a sleight of hand check for taking the keys out of your secret compartment in your coat and unlocking this door surreptitiously enough so that nobody watching you.
Oh, that was almost
That's still really good on a 7.
nice.
All right, 20 it
20.
is. Success. Cirrus fits the keys to the lock in the door. They fit perfectly. It's so snug it doesn't even jiggle, and it turns like turning butter. You don't have to force
Butter.
this lock or anything. You know when you put a key in a lock and it's like a deadbolt, you put a little bit of effort into it. It's like nothing. It's like you're just turning air, and there's a low rumble, and the dwarven mechanism. There's a click, and it begins to separate on these turning gears. You hear almost like as the gears are opening. It kind of reminds you of a timer.
Oh.
I'm just gonna palm the key and back away.
You can't get the key out of the door now that it's been turned.
Do you guys hear that ticking? That was out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we?
I don't know. Do I? I am
Well,
20.
it's very audible. It sounds like
Okay.
gears are rolling back, so it's rhythmic.
I think the door is opening. That's what I hear.
But I
What?
can't move the key.
No,
Can you
once
take
the
it off
door
the
is
ring?
open, you can probably take it off. You can probably take it out of the lock.
Right, just turn it back and pull it out, right?
We'll see. So far, I've still got cover.
The gears stop. You feel the key release in the lock.
I want to take the key.
You yoink the key. You
Yoink it,
get
yoink it.
6 seconds before we roll initiative.
Oh.
I was GTFO. After you, Numrock.
Told you, Numrock.
You bounce. There is another low rumble. sort of dust and tiny little pebbles fall from the top of the cave as this giant spherical door begins to sink into the floor. And as it does, the guardians, these large suits of armor, full plate with a sword and shield, have this red glow fill through them. And light begins to pour out, sending like dim light within 10 feet. They're fully illuminated, and they step down off their pedestal. And Nundro goes, "All right, here we go!" You guys can roll initiative.
Kill that mofo.
Don't forget to click your dudes.
And the armor, too.
Oh, yeah, that would help, wouldn't it?
Ah.
Look at me.
Rolled a
Figures, I rolled a 19 the first time and a 7 the second time when I actually clicked on my gun.
I rolled a 4. I have a 7 initiative.
I really thought I clicked me, but okay.
So
I'll take your rolls. I'll take the rolls that you did first.
I'm definitely
You should not
re-rolling
be
that.
punished for the fact. You should not be punished for the fact that the game is weird. You know, the interface is weird. So, Cirrus, you got a 20 or what? What'd you get?
Well, I got
First
a
one was a
19
25, actually.
Oh, a 25?
Okay.
Okay, I'll let you be first.
All right,
25.
13.
and I got a 19.
19. Carlsruhe has a 19. Selby, of course, has a 7 because she doesn't care. What's Mortice's?
13. I had the weapon of warning, so I rerolled it.
Yeah. You have initiative. Yeah, you have advantage. Awesome. So we got this. We got 19. 19. We go on a 15.
Oh, that's right. You got that super high dex, huh, Sirius?
And
Yeah.
Cirrus has got super high dex. He's got really good resistances because he's got 2 items that help him with his resistances. He has psychic dice that will bump his skill checks. He has weapons that he doesn't have to have on him. He can move things with his mind. Cirrus is a threat. Cirrus is a threat, guys.
For sure.
Yeah.
Nundro has a 12. Nora has a 18. Mormesk has a 5. Scully Wully has a 3.
Uh-oh. Scully Wully.
Let me just set all these up. Don't mind me.
Did you say more
Make
mask?
this thing. Yeah.
Maybe you should let him know.
15. Come on, 15. There we go. Okay, they're right back to back.
If you'd like to concentrate on the dwarf and the drow lady we don't like, that would be great.
Cool. All right. So, Sirius, you see these things step off the platform, and they raise their swords up, and they take a position with their shield, and flames just erupt down the blade of their swords. One turns to Nundro, and the other turns to face the group of you. And
That
you're
is
first.
so cool. And Sirius just says, that is so cool.
All right.
Sirius will hold until someone closes to attack, at which point he will throw 2 actual daggers.
Karlsruhe is in a very good position.
Yes, Karlsruhe is. Is it Karlsruhe's turn?
Yes, it's Karlsruhe's turn,
Oh, yeah.
I think, right? Wait,
Yeah.
what's your dex? Bjorn has a higher dex than you, so
Yeah.
Bjorn goes first. Before you.
Okay.
But Bjorn can go catty corner, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go here.
Yep.
And we're going to rage.
Mm-hmm. Bonus
Let
action
me
rage.
minus one of those. And then reckless attack.
Go for it.
And, of course, we're going to go -5.
Nice.
Nice,
Ooh,
26.
Very nice. The 26 minus 5 is 23, right? No, I'm sorry. 26 minus 5 is
21.
21. That
Yeah.
does hit.
That does hit. Nice. Oh, and 16 damage.
Oof.
Oh, plus 2 because I'm raging. So
plus 10
18.
total, right?
And yeah, and plus 10 on top of that. So that's 28 damage.
16 plus 2 from your raging, that's 18. Plus 10 is 28 damage, right?
Yeah.
Wow, what a wallop.
Yeah.
You bring your axe back, just perfect hit on this thing's head. Leaves a big dent in the helmet, just rocks it, like this would be the kind of blow that would stun a normal person. It doesn't really seem to slow this thing down. These things are like arcane machines that have been brought to life by ancient magic. All right.
Well, I hate to do that to a fellow metalhead.
Did a lot of damage to it, though.
Yeah.
So it will be Carlsruhe. Now is your turn.
So my spear extends, lightning begins crackling on it, and I go, from the heart of the tempest, I call upon the wrath of the storm. Storm shard, destroy them. And I throw the lightning bolt.
And I got to make dex saves.
And if it gets Landra, I don't, or
that's why I'm saying you're in a very good position.
Oh well,
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. All right, first guy.
Oh yeah, baby.
Second guy.
Oh.
Okay. Third guy is Lara. Okay, great. So you hit full damage on the first. I don't believe I have a bonus of. I got +1. So yeah, you got all 3.
And
what's your damage? You gonna max it?
Yeah, because I got my channel divinity back because we took a short rest. Right.
Right. So what's the damage total? 8d4.
8d4 plus 8, I believe.
Nice.
No, 8d4. So 32 points. Spear comes back in my hand. Oops, sorry.
Did you roll? I didn't see it.
I just maxed the damage.
He turned it into a lightning bolt.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I misunderstood.
Nice.
Sorry about that.
Oh, and Cirrus is going to throw when they close in. I'm sorry. That's what he was holding for.
That's you technically should have done that when I attacked, right?
Yeah.
Lunara shrieks as she gets hit with a lightning bolt. Her concentration drops, and both Bjorn and Selby feel like maybe this wasn't such a great idea.
I'm feeling less confident all of a sudden.
You're fine.
How did we decide to do this again?
Yeah, what exactly were we thinking here, Selby? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Well, like Tasha always says, when you're here, you're here.
That's right. We shall make the best of this and grow our legend in the process.
There you go. Cirrus is going to throw at the top guy now that Bjorn closed in.
Make it attack.
Why did it do that?
You
20
hit.
to hit. Okay, so 4. Sorry, 4, 8 plus. Well, 16.
That's nice. That's a decent hit.
It's psychic, right?
Nope.
Yeah, the knives, aren't they psychic?
Oh, yeah. I know. No. He was throwing regular daggers.
Oh, okay.
I said that.
Sure.
And then an 18 to hit. And he's watching to see if they do anything or just
18
ping
bounces off his shield.
Oh.
I don't know that I want these guys to know I can do psychic daggers unless I have to.
That's a good point. Lenara shrieks in rage and disappears.
What?
Coward.
Just
The first one. That made me mad, Carlsruhe. That made me very mad.
Have they shown any resistances to any particular type of attack?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't recall seeing them show that.
Sirius's knife kind of didn't really do much. The lightning was very impressive. You're not quite sure if it was resisted or if this thing just has a stupid amount of hit points. But
it's made of stone.
Checking my attacks. No, it's made of metal.
Metal.
Hence my sorrow in hurting a fellow metalhead.
Oh, derp. Yeah, that makes sense now.
One attack at Bjorn. That's a hit.
Oh, shit.
And one attack at Carl. That's a hit. And what is the damage? 9 plus 2d6. So 9 plus 8 is 17.
Yep.
You both take 17. You take 9 regular damage and 8 fire damage if you can reduce anything in a particular way.
So that would be
you just reduce
4.
all
I'd
of it,
take
right?
8.
Yeah.
Then.
Minus 8. And Carl's, you take 17 total, unless you can reduce that or something.
Nope.
Do you have any reaction things where you can shock him with?
Because we took a short rest, yes I do. So he needs to make a dex save. So
it's not going to make this dex save. I doubt it anyway. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, that's like on the nose. Your DC, isn't it?
No, I'm 18.
How are you 18?
Let's see. Dex save versus my
spells. Yeah, your spell modifier, right? Which is your wisdom plus your proficiency plus 8.
Yep. So 18.
Wow.
Or no, 16. You're right.
There
Sorry.
you go. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yep.
On the nose. So what's the total damage?
So he takes, I believe he takes half.
Half of?
Yeah, 2d8. So here we go. And here's another d8. 6 points, so 3.
So I take 3 damage. Hey man, every little bit helps. You remember when you guys get it to like 1 hit point and you're like, why isn't it dead yet? Because it still has 1 hit point.
That 3 is going to fix that for us.
Yeah.
Right
you know it. All right. So.
Damn you, Hisakawa.
16 plus. So one of these hits Nundro.
Nice.
And he winces as the burning lava sword cuts through his metal armor. Mortis.
Oh, sorry. I mean,
No.
All right. Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to curse the guardian that's next to Carl's room, and then I'm going to Eldritch Blast him.
Okay.
That's right. Witcha.
So that's 1.
Yes. And the blessings of St. Biscuit are with us.
You land the hit, but the beam of Eldritch energy, when it strikes it, just sort of like splinters into multiple shards and goes around it as though striking a field of force, like a barrier on the armor.
Oh. Okay, so it didn't really do anything to him. He's resistant. Okay. So I guess I'm not going to shoot my other one, because it's not going to do any good.
Shoot it at Nundro!
Well, I could try to hit the other one and see what the friendly fire does. Why not? Why not?
I like the other one down there dealing with Nundro.
All right, let's do that. I'm just saying, I tried. I tried to hit her. It just failed.
No.
And that
I'll
cell
probably
is
miss
passed.
Okay. Well, at least we know that doesn't work. Interesting
Looks
to
like
find
physical
something immune to
damage.
force.
Nundro, yeah, I know. This one of my favorite things. 14 plus 6 does hit. Nundro cocks back his hammer, and the head of his hammer glows a frightening shade of red, like it's been heated up in a fire. It's not bursting into flame; it's just glowing, searing white hot. And he clocks this thing, and it staggers. And where he struck the metal, it has warped, as though hammered like during the forging process. And Selby, it's your turn.
Okay. First thing I do, even though it's bonus action, I hex this guy right near me. I'm gonna hex him. So may the wrath of the Sorcerer Supreme haunt you for all of your days. Selby Scorn!
Which attribute of his are you hexing?
His strength?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
That might be the longest time I've ever heard that word pronounced.
And then I'm going to twin chromatic orb.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. What elements?
Fire! And I say, my name is Selby Civis. I am a user of the finest magic sorcerers possess, and I command all magic. Behold my power! And then I twin chromatic orb.
So roll separate attack rolls.
Yeah.
The first one is the guy near you, and the second one is the guy far away from you.
Chromatic orb. And I come back over here. The normal roll.
Oh, yeah, baby.
First one hits.
Yes. Okay. And then I roll my second one.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be immune to fire, aren't they?
No, it seems like the fire's been all right.
Oh,
The 17 does not hit. The 17 does not.
All right. That's fine.
The first one had your hex on it, right?
Yep.
As the flaming chromatic orb strikes it, the hex, the visual manifestation of the hex is usually like a swirling black miasma that, engulfs your enemy when you strike it. Mm-hmm. The hex doesn't seem to do any extra damage to this guy, so I'm going to save you the d6.
Oh, no. Oh. Well, now you've just made me angrier.
But you can roll the chromatic orb damage.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. It's not worth it empowered, is it?
No, you can reroll as many as you want for empowered, but yeah, you're only rerolling 3 if you empower it. Average on this is 12, so you're under average, but you're not gonna roll 32. Up to you.
I have to keep whatever I get though, even if it's lower, right?
Right.
Maybe I'll just roll the 1. Is it worth it? It's not worth it, is it?
Well, it's a sorcery point. It's just one sorcery point.
Yeah, I'll do it. They're D8s, right? I forgot what I was rolling.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
So
13
12
damage.
total? 13?
No, 13. Oh, no, wait.
Awesome.
No. Hold on. No, I'm not adding 4. I'm
Replacing.
adding 3,
Right.
so 12.
That's why I thought
Sorry.
it was 12.
Yeah.
That's average. You're fine. All right. More mess. So, as the guardians begin to attack you and you strike back, you hear
Usurper!
and Mormesk materializes.
Yeah.
Right here.
Oh yeah, baby. I got a feeling we're really gonna enjoy this.
And
Well, at least until Nundra's dead.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't target us.
is someone breathing really hard? Are they okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have a question. I'm sorry.
What?
Because I twinned my chromatic orb, don't I get the 2d10 fire damage from
Yes, you do.
my special thing? Okay, can I roll that? Sorry, I forgot about
Absolutely.
it until I just saw.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Okay. It's an additional 6.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Needs to be surrounding. Ooh, okay. Relax there. Relax there, Chief. Needs to be surrounding him. There we go. We'll put him here. That's good. That works. Mormesk surrounded by 4 flame skulls, which suddenly one of them got really small. There we go. And let's make some attack rolls here. Oh, jeez. This is disgusting. $24 damage. Each of the flame skulls fires 3 glowing darts, and they all just descend on Nundro.
I'm really glad we talked to that guy instead of fighting him.
Right.
Pity.
Back to the top of the turn. Cirrus.
Cirrus will take out Corpse Flower since I'm standing right here anyway. And attack the one in front of him. I don't know why that's happening.
You're just throwing all sorts of dice, aren't you?
Okay, so the highest of the D4 was 3. So it's 7 damage. Yeah. I was just making sure it was adding right since it threw a bunch of extra dice. And 15 more.
Nice,
Do I notice if there's any mark from the acid?
The acid, as you strike it, I mean, it's hard to say because these are animate suits of armor, so you can't tell if, like, blood is there, but the acid does sizzle against the armor.
All right, I'm going to disengage and just say out loud, acid seems to hurt them, if that helps anyone.
Do you want to use the bonus action?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Does it hurt them, like, more than normal, or?
I don't know, it just, at all. Considering that we've seen other stuff bounce off of them.
Yeah. So does fire.
Good point.
So does my
Lightning
axe.
seemed to work okay.
Where did I... Oh, he's not on here. You strike it with acid. Bjorn, you're up.
All right. So same thing as before. I'm already raging. So reckless attack, -5.
Raging Cajun. Do it.
Come on, give it to me. 21.
No. That one does not hit. Swings and hits the floor right next to the sentinel, which steps out of the way just in time.
All right.
Carl, it's your go.
So I whisper to myself, or whisper right on Summer's flame and reappear here. So Mr. Dude there takes 1 point of flame damage, 1 whole point. So,
Nice.
And then I will use my move action to take a potion, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a good idea.
8d4 plus 8.
Yes.
So how do you do the advanced dice roller? Here we go.
It's down at the bottom. There you go. And then you can add the 8 right on the end there.
Cool. D4 plus 8. Ooh.
Whoa.
There
How
you
much
go.
was that?
29. Got a bunch of ones, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but a
gets-
few fours.
Gets me up to 36 hit points, so out of 38, so that's not bad. And then I will make an attack action against that guy who's next to Bjorn with my spear. So
Wow, that thing's got some reach then.
10 foot.
Damn.
Yep, you can hit him
Guess
from
so.
there.
Oh,
Nice.
So
Oh, 14.
13 piercing, 1 lightning. So I don't know if that makes a difference.
And
but-
as Karlsruhe strikes with his spear, the first guardian crumbles into pieces. All of the
summon-
pieces of the armor just sort of discorporate and the light vanishes.
I do my inner Bjorn.
I did one in your name.
Thank you. I'm suddenly very tired. I don't think I can make it down there where Nundro's fighting. So I am exhausted.
Karlsruhe.
Oh, you wish.
Six glowing darts fly through the air and stab you, dealing 19 damage.
Holy crap.
Where did they
From
come
where?
from?
Where is she?
Down. Down to the south with a 120-foot range and greater invisibility.
Oh, bitch. It is on. I'm
Who did she
sorry.
hit?
That is,
Oh, she hit Karlsruhe?
yes,
Yes.
For 19.
He hit her with lightning, so she shot him with
Oh.
missiles.
that's it. It's time.
It's on the.
Michael Buffer came out of the ceiling. He's like, it's time.
All right, the first one is dead. The second one, though, swings at Nundro again. No, neither of these connect. Mortis.
I guess I'm gonna have to hit the other guardian, and I'm gonna have to go up close with my shield up.
That sounds like a good idea.
Gonna have to be
You can do
physical
it.
damage.
All right. Let's see.
You might
All
not
right,
necessarily need to stand on his shoulders. I'm just saying.
Meh.
Sorry.
All right. Let me hit him with Talon.
I think Lenore lost that love and feeling. I'll be right back.
And it's gone.
Yeah, that's a no.
Gone.
Yeah, I already used my move action. Okay. Oh well.
Nundro. He takes the disengage action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Do your jobs! He yells at you guys.
Coward.
Selby.
Yes. Well, I mean, I guess I could move my hex works, even though it doesn't really matter. But
depends on who you move it to.
Does it? Yeah, that's fair.
Can you accidentally move it on the dwarf? just accidentally.
Like, I mean, would he know?
Yeah, he'd know. He'd know okay, he's been cursed.
Okay. Then I won't do it.
You can wait to move your hex at any time for the next hour, as long as you're concentrating on it.
Yeah, that's why I was just checking if I had to use it now or I could do it later. All right. I'm going to...
Did Nundra run away?
No, yeah. Nundra's just standing behind you guys.
Oh.
He told us to do our jobs.
Okay.
I'll work for you.
I will... I think I'm just gonna chromatic orb again.
You could also flame bolt. Either one. I mean, I think
you mean firebolt?
Casting. Yeah, that's it. Or you could keep casting leveled spells.
Can I quicken a firebolt?
Yes.
Yeah, I can, right? Okay, so then I will...
You can cast chromatic orb and quicken a firebolt. She's counting spell points. I can hear her.
Yeah. I'm pretty good because I got 5 back and I was mostly Eldritch Blasting before, so I was like 1 below full. So I'm actually really good on spell points. I just don't know what's happening after this. So I know Eldritch Blast doesn't do anything. So yeah, I'll do a firebolt and I'll quicken a firebolt because that's less points. So, plus I like this incantation. As Tasha Lee says, when all else fails, kill it with fire. Firebolt.
Witcha.
Because Neff seemed a little too happy to run me out of spell points.
Come on. You should all you should do is just use Eldritch Blast. Just do that. Because then I don't have to worry about taking damage.
Yeah.
Right?
21.
You hit.
And awesome. I'm gonna quicken another one.
That hits.
Nice. That also hits.
Don't forget to roll your 2d10 fire damage.
Yep. So I'm gonna roll firebolt.
You actually have 2d10 to your firebolt now because you guys are 5th level. So you should just be rolling 6d10.
Oh.
2 for the first one, 2 for the second one, 2 for your shard.
Okay, so I'll just roll 4 more d10.
That works.
Then.
Yeah, you only rolled 1 d10. So just roll 6.
She's got 2 there.
I rolled 2.
See him. Just roll 6.
I rolled 2.
Roll 6 altogether. All right, well then roll 4. I can't see the other one.
Oh,
there you go.
Nice.
Yeah. That's how
you could empower
damage.
it to you could spend a sorcery point, empower it to reroll the first 2.
I don't think I need to.
Then it would take another 2d10 from you. So you'd be rolling 4d10. Remember, every time you use meta magic on one of your spells, the shard activates.
Damn, yeah, I should have rolled another 2d10 than last time because I did empower my other spell. God damn it.
Keep track of your shit, yo.
I forgot. This is new. The shard thing is new, so I forgot it was every time. Most things don't work like that.
True. It's like with every meta magic option you apply, you get to add 2d10 fire damage. Which is why, like, if you do a silent, empowered, twinned...
Yeah. Alright, I will re-roll the first 2.
The way that they limit it is that usually you can only apply 1 meta magic option to a thing.
And I got the same exact amount, but now I get to roll 2 more d10 because I empowered it.
36 plus 8 is
42.
40. Good lord. How many sorcery points did you spend? 3?
36
you
plus
spent
8
3
is
sorcery
44.
points. 44. You spent 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just spent 3. You quickened for 2, empowered for 1, And you dealt 44 damage.
I thought you were asking me like total from the beginning. I'm like, well, give me a second. I have to add.
I'm just talking about that turn. Let's just look at it for a second.
3.
You spent 3 sorcery points and dealt 44 damage.
Yep.
That's pretty good conversion.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's the equivalent of 1 second level spell.
Would you like an honorary battle cry?
Sure.
That was for you, Sylvie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I got a feeling they're just trying to get at the dwarf.
That's my guess.
Bunch of darts hit Nundro again.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Times 4 is how much? 28?
28. Yep.
Magic missiles, badass, man. Like,
Yeah, it is.
real. It's not okay. You hear a scream from down near the rocks.
Nice.
Below. You hear a shriek. Lenara is shrieking.
I have no
just
sympathy.
music to the ears.
All right, Cirrus.
Cirrus will step to here, attack with corpse flower.
Okay.
See if it does its stupid auto rolling damage again, even though it's setting up to.
And it's rolling like 4.
I don't know. I don't think that hit anyway.
No,
11.
11 does not hit.
It's optimistic.
He will disengage. I'm set not to auto roll damage. I'm trying to figure that out.
I'm gonna fix it. Don't worry. Who is after Cirrus? Bjorn.
Yeah.
Right. So, 1, 2. I'll come down to here and do my usual thing. And -5, of course. Oh, I did not hit. I got a whole 8.
No.
As
you
it
did
took like
not.
23 to
You did
hit
not.
him before, I don't think that's going to make it.
You bring your axe down, it bats it out of the way with its shield. God, I can't talk. Dude, yeah, I am not seeing why you're rolling all those extra dice. What is going on here, Cirrus? What's going on with your thing?
I don't know.
All right, let's try that. Carlsruhe.
Well, it seems my lady love down there has got another dance partner at the moment. So I will say, by divine magic, follow these bolts as they guide their weapons to their mark. And cast guiding bolt on that guy right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I believe, a dex save. But I will double check for you.
It does
Oh, I got to make a roll.
46 radiant, right?
Yes, and I have to make a roll to hit. So here's my roll to hit.
Hits.
I don't know. Cool.
Nice.
Roll that radiant damage.
13.
Oof. Searing bolt of light weaves its way between your allies and strikes the construct. Shower of sparks, and it glows, granting advantage to the next person who attacks it.
Which will probably be me.
Yep, probably.
And my mouse is possessed.
Yes. Your mouse is possessed?
Yeah, it's like moving all over the screen by itself. Almost.
2 attacks on Bjorn. First one.
It's Fizz Grit.
Hits. Second one. Hits. And I'm just going to double check. 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 10.
26.
26 divided by 2.
13.
13. Not bad, man. Not bad. You're
bad.
having that damage. Really helps, right?
Yeah, it is helping out a lot.
And Karlsruhe.
I just went.
You went.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Lenora, Helmtor, Mortis.
Okay, then I'm going to be hitting him with advantage. With that one.
Right.
And if it hits, that's going to be a smite.
Nice.
Boom shakalaka. Wicka wicka. That's right. Boom 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 boom.
You can
boom,
do
boom.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, hits.
All
Nice.
right.
Go guiding
All right,
bolt.
So first it's 9 and then smite it.
Okay, and I'm trying to remember what I have to use for that.
Smite.
2d8. You have to spend a spell slot. That's all.
And I smote
I have
his
no
room
You
problem.
can just
on the
and you
mountains.
can just roll 2d8 on the dice roll.
Let me move the turn order out of the way because it's getting in my face. 2d8 and what else?
That's it. It's 2d8 per spell slot you spend.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, baby!
Oh.
21
Big
points
old
of
Ah.
Yeah.
Mortis calls upon the divine favor of we don't know who, but she smites the construct, which begins to glow from inside as the radiant damage overtakes it, and shower of light erupts from within the armor, which crumples to the ground.
I think our work here is done.
Well,
We got hired to take out the Guardians.
Yeah.
and we're now worthy to open the foundry.
Yes.
We are.
Yep.
Are we though? We still
Yes,
never
that's
said
what
the word.
Mermask said. That he said if we defeat
Yeah.
the
Oh.
Guardians, we're worthy to go in the
That's fair.
foundry.
Not only
That's
that,
fair.
we're the ones that killed both the Guardians. So
Yep.
So I'm guessing your little running away ass isn't going to be worthy.
Yeah, we were hired to help get in there. I was not hired to protect Undro's ass.
no.
True.
Good luck. Have fun.
In fact, hashtag
yeah.
fuck him.
He goes into the next room, screaming. Are you guys going to do anything to help him? No, probably
No.
not, right?
No.
So I'm going to take you off of initiative. They kill Mondro. That's what happens.
Yeah,
The
baby.
4 flame skulls they kill Mondro. That's the end of him.
I'm Sirius is watching Khalil and Nezznar to see if there's any reaction from them.
Khalil just kind of watches as he goes like screaming into the forge. He just
What
kind of
about-
shrugs and turns back to you.
What about more mitts with Lenora down there? Landra?
Lenore.
Whatever her name is.
Lenara.
Lenora. Yeah.
Mormesk comes floating up to you guys.
Hail, Mormesk.
I'm just gonna do this.
What's up,
real
old
quick.
buddy?
You guys get to go here.
You have defeated the Guardians. You may enter the foundry, but beware, for you will be judged as you pass through the threshold.
Well, that doesn't sound good, but
And
Well,
at
what was
which
the whole
point,
thing about being worthy about? We have to
Nezznar
be worthy
steps
to be
forward.
judged?
Nezznar steps forward and looks at the entrance. He raises his staff and he utters an incantation, and there is a blinding flash of light as wards around the entranceway are dispelled. And
Whoa.
he steps down. He steps through you guys, past the wraith, and he says,
None judge me, Wraith. I go where I please.
Well,
You
damn.
guys go inside.
Hey, more mask. Is that other spellcaster dead?
Nara?
The woman has fled. I know not where she went.
Yeah, she does
saw
that.
me. She saw me and screamed. I did not see which direction she went.
Did you see what she was by any
Kill you later.
All right.
She was not like any creature I have seen before. She was neither elf nor human, neither drow nor humanoid.
I gotta
Thank
go let
you.
my dogs out real quick, guys. But don't forget to get Nundro's
Shapeshifter.
equipment. Get his hammer. We can at least sell it. So.
It's true.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Grab his hammer.
It's fair. Grab all the things.
Nezznar.
We going in or what?
Oh yeah,
let's raid Nundro and then go in.
Well, I'm slow, so someone else can raid him, and I'll come in here.
Oh, I can go out here, I guess. And I'm going to get myself like 5 points back while I'm at it. Because I think 24 is a little low.
Sirix, you approach Nezznar. He is looking through the shelves in the foundries. Let me describe the foundry to you. Right in the center there is a weird little contraption, and there is a glowing blue flame, very, very faint, just sort of flickering inside. And there are workstations around the edges with tools they're centuries old, 500 years at least. And there are shelves with tomes, folios, it looks like. Almost like what a photo album is. You know how big they are with the big thick pages, and they sort of make a crinkly sound as you flip through them, these large folios. And on backs, written in Dwarven, are the names of the folios. Let me bring up the list here. Yeah. There is a wardrobe, a large wardrobe, like an armoire. There is a rack for weapons, and there are weapons on it. There is a chest, and there is... Let me scroll back up.
Good Lord.
Several mannequins upon which armor in various stages has been prepared. So it's like this is the room where magic is made.
Is the armor all metal?
No. The armor on the mannequins is being fitted. It is in incomplete stages. But if you search the room, you can open the armoire if you want to give that a shot.
I would like to do 2 things.
Yes.
The first is I turn on my detect magic.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, the entire place is purple.
All the purple, all the more.
All the purple, all the time.
That's right. Purple rain, baby.
And also my what is it called?
I don't know.
I can read all the things.
Oh, read all the things.
I can read anything that's dwarvish, so I can help her with that.
Comprehend languages.
Yeah, there we go.
So, what do you want to deal with first? The chest, the mannequins, the armoire, the crafting benches, the little fire pit, or the folios?
Me?
I want to see if the chest is trapped.
Okay. No, the chest is not trapped.
Is it locked?
No, it is not locked.
I want to open the chest.
You open the chest, and inside there are pieces of ore and various sized metal chunks, different types of rock. I don't know if you're an assessor. A dwarf could tell you exactly what these are by looking at them. Bjorn, are you a mason by any chance? You have mason's tools, right?
I have mason's tools, yes.
All right, I'll give you an intelligence check to kind of be able to determine what these are.
Okay. Let's see, where's the mason's tools? Which are? Oh, this says strength, no intelligence. There we go.
Yeah. They are ore deposits. one is more sparkly than the other.
Wow.
These are shiny things.
I have acquired deep
rocks.
knowledge, people.
You could probably pick these up and drop them in a forge and melt the metal out or refine it somehow by breaking the rock away from the ore. You do know, like, this place is full of magical ore, and one of the reasons that it was, like, the forge was built here is for the magical properties in the rocks itself.
So there's a very good chance that this ore is magical, as a lot of the ore is magical here, but I cannot tell you what type of ore it is.
Neat.
Selby.
I'm for holding on to them until we can find an expert.
Yes.
They're chunks that are like turkey sized. You know what I mean? Like they're big old double babies, bigger than a bread box.
This is a decent sized chest, then.
Yes, it's one of those big old, silver Skyrim chests, really large. Right. Like 4 feet, 3 or 4 feet tall, 6 feet wide, that kind of thing.
Damn.
The armoire is also pretty big, and Selby, you can tell that there is magic all over the room. Do you just want me to read off the magic to you?
That's probably easiest.
One of the mannequins with the various pieces of armor in different stages of assembly. Underneath the armor, there is some chainmail. And that is peeking out from where, like, the metal plates are being fitted on top. The chainmail is magical.
Oh, that's interesting.
On the crafting bench, there is an oddly shaped tool of some sort. That is magical. And within the armoire, you can sense magic coming from within, and by the little fire globe inside the hearth, there is a small rock just kind of on the edge there, and that's magical. All of the folios have some sort of enchantment on them.
I'm watching the man that we are working for, Mr. N there, see what he's looking for and where he goes. So
he's just looking at the folios. He's just trying to, like, thumb through the folios and look. I mean, there are folios here.
Is there a?
It is a bookcase full of books. All of them have dwarven script on the spines, and the dwarven script describes what is contained within the folio.
Is there a fiend folio there?
No, there is no fiend folio.
The previous master of this dungeon took the fiend folio when he left.
Oh, too bad.
The first one that you spy, Selby, with the height that you're at.
With the height that I have, that I don't have.
You see one that says Boots of Elven Kind.
Oh, is this the directions, a recipe for making stuff?
I open it.
It's a bookshelf, like 8 shelves. It is the entire length of the wall. Yeah, it is recipes for magic items.
Ooh.
All right.
You could pretty much make anything.
Let's look at this boots of Elvakine. One gnomish finger. What? What is
the folios as they are laid out, they show you precise measurements for the different materials that are going to be needed to construct the physical item itself, to prepare it just right to receive the enchantments. And then there are like 20 pages of anyone but Selby reading this bullshit magical mumbo jumbo that you can't even comprehend, about how to lay enchantments and what types of enchantments and what type of magic to use. And
that makes sense. Yep.
How to make the boots magic and how to call a particular magical effect, and then how to refine the item.
Is it time to make the donuts now? Is that what it is?
It could be. It could very well be time to make the donuts.
All right.
As you go through these folios, because Nezznar is just passing them over, he's like looking within the block of ones that have weapons. You see some that are who speaks Dwarven other than Selby, because she speaks everything.
Me. Ortiz.
Okay. You read one that says Wind Saber. One that says Chillrend, one that says Storm Shard, which should sound familiar. One that says Ember Lash. There's Quakebringer. There is Icing Death. There is Azure.
Icing Death? Is that the same Icing Death that Drust used?
Quite possibly. There is Azure Edge. Selby, give me an intelligence check on that. There is one that Nezznar stops at and he pulls out. There's also one called Jilk's Hexenjäger, and that one seems to be incomplete.
Do I get advantage on it because it's like a scribe thing?
Yes, you do.
Sweet.
But apparently many of these books specialize in elemental weapons and weapons that can hack.
Funny, it's almost like it's an elemental forge.
19 and a 14, so 16 and 21.
So the 21, I can throw the link to you. Azure Edge is an axe that was commissioned by Agarian, the first Open Lord of Waterdeep, and the famous mage in the 900s, 950s DR, who founded the city itself. So there's a recipe for his axe. There you go.
Oh.
Wait a minute, is that Agarian's axe? Yeah, it's Agarian's.
The axe of Agarian?
That might be something worth looking at.
Yeah. Bjorn is very interested.
I'm definitely interested in the one about, creating Driss Scimitar.
You open it up, and it chronicles the story of how the gnomes, dwarves, and humans assembled a scimitar. Precise measurements, the different properties necessary to complete the physical item itself, the different types of ores, in what ratio, how to bind the handle, how to smelt the blade, and then a whole bunch of bullshit mumbo jumbo about putting magic in it.
Seriously,
and at the end, at the end, it claims that the properties so bestowed were sent to Neverwinter, and that's it.
Sirius is just gonna.
And then it got somewhere in Icewind Dale.
Sirius will pick up one of the binders that Nezznar has passed over and just sit cross-legged on the floor, open it, and say, "I never learned to read."
Selby, check the private chat. I'm dropping it to you now.
Did we look in this room up here as well?
Not yet.
Yeah.
That's where the library thing is.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. Then yes.
all the folios and stuff. He should actually be up here then, shouldn't he? So yeah, do you open the armoire, the big dresser wardrobe thing?
Yes.
Good. Inside, you see a suit of black, supple leather armor with dark studs, a beautiful inlaid stitching of like dark purple and flecks of silver everywhere, and it has like just a beautiful, almost elven design to it. And it's like head to toe armor with gloves and boots. And there's also a cape on like a mounting piece, and it has like a mantle with it too. And both, of course, are magical. There are some other items in there that aren't magical. They're mundane, but they're very fine robes, or they're really nice looking gauntlets, or their shoes. Almost looks like these things were being prepared to receive enchantments. But these two things in particular are finished.
That is really cool armor.
You would probably benefit from having this armor, Sir.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
I think that you should go ahead and see if you can try it on and use it.
Yeah,
I'm kind of curious about the chainmail too.
Look like
cool
that
axe that we should probably figure out how to build at some point.
It already exists, but sure.
We also need to look and see perhaps what.
But it's not the axe. But it
is Agarian. It is the axe that Agarian created here at the Spellforge.
But it won't be like fully that because it doesn't.
Because it wasn't made by Agarian. Yes, it could. You could call it Blue Razor or something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
It won't like have all the magical abilities because.
It might. It depends upon how good you are when you make it.
Right.
Also, Agarian did use somebody's soul, so.
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, because we don't have a soul.
You don't have her soul. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you say you need a soul?
Yeah, there's a soul involved. Don't worry about it. Just ignore it.
I think I got enough time to bring Nundro back to life real quick.
She made him promise to put her in it. It was her dying wish.
I've got enough time to go bring Nundro back to life real quick, and then we could kill him for his soul. So
that's fair. Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, I could tell you to eat your ass if you want.
Yeah. No, I actually have a spell that can bring him. Well, wait, I'm out of spell slots, so never mind.
You can rest. You can take a nap.
You can do that.
I can bring him back to life with 1 hit point, and then somebody can kill him, and we'll trap the soul. So.
So do you looted Nundro too, right?
Yes, we did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
What can you tell us about that hammer?
I guess Selby checks it. He has a magical hammer, a magical shield, and a magical set of armor.
Ooh. I wouldn't mind the armor if and Mortiz could use a shield or vice versa.
It is full plate. It is full plate.
Yeah, you already have a full plate card, so I think I might have to take that one.
I could give
you have the +1 splint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I could give you the full plate I have if I could use the magical, because I can't really use a shield with the spear, because the spear takes 2 hands when it becomes a long spear. So.
The funny thing is, the funny thing about it, it's a sentinel shield.
I do remember.
So it is emblazoned with an eye on it. And it's the shield version of a weapon of warning. So let's just have Mortiz walking around with double advantage on initiative.
Well, if somebody wants to have a longsword that they don't need, I'll be glad to give it to them. Actually, now that I think about it, that would be something for Droop.
Yeah. Or you could use the hammer, too. Or Droop could use the
hammer.
hammer.
The hammer, unfortunately, you need to be a dwarf.
Yep.
Well, maybe we'll hire a dwarf on our adventures, and we'll let him have it.
You tell me, Mortiz. I mean, I can use the shield but I have to stow it when the spear becomes a long spear. So when I get reach, so I can only use the shield when I'm fighting with the spear at normal size, or I would trade you my plate armor for whatever that plate armor is. So.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you might have more use for the shield than me, because I do have the longsword. And it doesn't seem like anybody else can use it.
The shield doesn't require attunement, so at least
the
that's
armor?
good. You have advantage on initiative rolls and perception checks when you have and are holding the shield.
Yeah, it's kind of like how I have that second initiative roll.
I usually don't have much of a problem with perception checks, but sure.
Right. Well, I mean, it's always nice to have advantage. It's like, now I never not see things. The armor is adamantine full plate.
Yeah, that's definitely something I would probably want to use.
Now, it only has an AC of 18. It doesn't go higher than that.
Okay.
But it does have the properties of an adamantine suit of armor.
Aren't those things like resistant to critical hits?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's definitely an advantage then.
What is your strength, Mortis?
Let me check. Let me check what I got.
Because it is a strength requirement of 15 to walk around in.
Yeah, I'm just a little too low.
So it's possible that neither of you can, although Carlsruhe, you have the ogre gauntlets, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you could wear it then.
You'd still have a better AC though, Mortis, with the +1 splint mail.
And the shield.
And the shield, the +3, the +1 shield, which is 3 AC.
Yeah.
All right. So that's pretty much your haul inside.
And the
tool. Yep.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the chainmail.
Oh, the chainmail is mithril. Mithril chain.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Really?
What's the AC on that?
It's, I think, the same as a regular chainmail. I will double check. 16 AC total, strength 13 armor requirement, but you don't have disadvantage on stealth checks. And it's light and flexible.
Yeah.
So
that's what you gotta love about me.
The heavy property.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm kind of looking. If I took. Well, it's all right. I'll stay with my plate mail right now. Eventually, I want to go maybe lighter armor if I go ranger because of stealth checks and stuff, or something that I could do stealth checks in. So.
Yeah.
You can do that in mithril chain.
Yeah.
What about the magical leather armor, and does that require attunement?
It does, and you're going to piss yourself. Hold on, let me open up the...
I'm sorry, does anyone object to my studying the magical leather armor?
No.
But if you're going to piss yourself, can you stay over there?
When you put this thing on, you look like Batman. Like, it's a beautifully molded a full outfit of leather armor. It's not your standard like studded leather, which just kind of like looks like a jerkin with bits of metal sewn in. I have to actually open up the DM resources here too.
I'm curious about the cape too.
Yeah, me too. But I'm not trying to be overly greedy.
Yeah.
There is treasure. Okay, hold on. I have to scroll down. Give me a second.
If the cape's what I think it is, though, the whole Batman motif is compelling.
Do we get to hear your best growl voice?
The first thing my people at work said when I made a D&D character is, how close is he to Batman?
Nice.
Hey, Mortis, if you don't mind, I'll take the mithril chainmail, and you can have my plate mail and the other plate mail. We'll sell the one, and you can take the
the problem... Yeah, the problem is that without the gauntlets, I can't do anything with it.
Oh, you can't wear it. All right. You want the mithril chainmail then for you?
I could maybe, hold on to that. That would be useful in certain circumstances.
Cirrus, it's +1 studded leather, and that's it. No, I'm kidding. So it's 13 plus dex. No dex limit. So with your 4 dex, right? That's a 17 currently. Bump the dex, that goes to 18. You have advantage on stealth checks in dim light and darkness. As an action, you can choose a point within 300 feet and snuff out all non-magical light sources in a 30-foot radius. As an action, once a day, you can cast Pass Without Trace. It is called Nightcaller Armor.
Definitely your thing.
Definitely.
You should look up Pass Without Trace. It's the dumbest spell ever.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's one of those unbalancing spells where you're like, why does this exist? But why? Why does this exist? Okay. And the cape is Glamour Weave.
Cape. Say that again. Is glamour what?
Glamour Weave.
Oh, okay.
So, Glamour Weave clothing is imbued with harmless illusionary magic. When you're wearing it, you can use a bonus action to create patterns or change its appearance. But special Glamour Weave, which is what this happens to be, gives you the ability to make charisma performance or charisma persuasion checks and add 1d4 to the result rolled.
I'm kind of feeling like Selby might make the most use of that.
You can do it once a day, and it does not require attunement. Lords and ladies love Glamour Weave. It's like the chic in thing.
Were you going to take that shield, Mortis?
The Sentinel Shield. Yeah. I mean, I could give somebody, the longsword. I mean, you only have to have it on you for it to work. So I don't mind, trading you that.
I'm good.
Okay, we'll do that.
Maybe give Bjorn the longsword since he's up front most often. You could just have it on him. So.
Yeah, whoever ends up getting a lot of really bad initiative rolls probably
the weapon of warning. The weapon of warning requires attunement. The Sentinel Shield doesn't.
Okay.
That's the big difference.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I don't need. I mean, I could just carry the longsword on me, but right. I would. Holding a shield and my axe is not going to work at the same time.
Yeah.
Also, the weapon of warning says you can't be surprised. The Sentinel Shield doesn't do that. It just gives you advantage on wisdom perception checks.
Oh,
so they're slightly.
Yeah, then maybe that's not so useful.
I definitely want the advantage on initiative rolls, though.
Both of them give advantage on initiative.
Yeah.
The Sentinel Shield, you have to be carrying it for it to work.
Well, then, everybody all right with me taking the sword then?
Yeah, I guess that might be for the best. Yeah.
That'll work.
I mean, the party's going to get, benefit of being of no surprise anyway.
Right.
All right. So back to the RP. You see Nezznar pull down a book. The title is Iron Fang. It's another one of those like special magical weapons. And he pulls out a piece of parchment from his cape. He unfolds it. It's actually like a couple pieces, folded together. And he begins comparing his notes to what's in the folio.
All right.
Did we look at whatever this stone was that was sitting by the neat flame?
You did not.
Let's look at the stone that was sitting by the neat flame. You didn't
look at the tool either.
Let's look at those things.
Let's definitely look at those things.
So
I don't forget stuff.
The tool looks like a simple screwdriver, but it's magical.
Sonic?
But it's magical. It's not a sonic screwdriver, no. The only problem is that, I mean, you'd have to attune to it to be able to figure out what it is, and none of you can attune to it.
Because we're not dwarves?
You're not artificers.
Oh.
On the
Am I also
other
gonna have
hand,
to hire?
whetstone seems pretty simple. A little rock is a whetstone. What do you do with a whetstone?
I imagine
You
it.
sharpen things.
Right.
Yeah, it's a magical small rock, though. So
It's
I'm
a
going to say
magical
it
small
sharpens
rock,
things
yeah.
really well.
Right. It does. It sharpens things really, really well.
Okay. All right. Let's go for it. I'm going to try to. Do I have to? I probably have to attune myself to the rock.
No, it does not require attunement.
All right. Well, I'm going to try.
You just have to sharpen something with it.
I'm just going to try and sharpen my axe with it then.
You take the whetstone, you sharpen your axe, and sparks come off as you do, and your axe now deals an additional 1d4 fire damage for the next minute or 5 minutes or something. Enough for one full encounter. It's a sparking wick. It's a searing hot whetstone.
Right.
Man, they really bumped up Pass Without Trace.
Yeah, they did. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Affects the whole party.
Crazy.
Eyes without a face.
It used to be like, you can walk through the woods and don't leave any marks. Plus 10 to stealth checks!
For the whole party.
For the whole party!
Nice.
And silent. Yeah, a veil of shadows.
And moving silent, yeah. Yep.
Damn.
And if you have if you have special boots, you could leave false tracks.
All right. So I'm going to hold on to this, the whetstone.
Yeah, the whetstone's just a fun item. It can be used a bunch of times before it runs dry. And it needs to be recharged. But that's what you do. You chuck it in the little fire here, and this little magical fire might just recharge magic items.
So I lean in the doorway and look into the little folio library and say, so did you find what you were looking for?
Sadly, I have. And it seems that we are in far greater peril than I previously had believed. He closes the folio and he slides it back into its place in the bookshelf and folds up the papers that he has. Vizarin did not leave detailed instructions as to how to craft these powerful items. I did believe that the tome here might have some information. Unfortunately,
Can I see it?
Be my guest. Unfortunately, the gnomes that worked here in examining the item were not able to fully replicate its power. It truly is a one-of-a-kind. Which is kind of the same thing that you can tell from Azure Edge. It's like, yeah, this is how you make it, and you need a soul. Well, great,
So if it's a one-of-a-kind item, does that mean it's presumably still around?
It was. It was stolen. All 4 of the keys were stolen.
Okay. And we need to discuss the peril, but I think that might be a longer discussion. Before we discuss the peril, were you aware that Lenora is not a drow?
Lenora is a creature of... She is not a drow. She is a shapeshifter. She is a creature of some avarice, but her desires align with ours to a degree. She is treacherous. She is false. She is...
Jackie Daytona.
She's...
You're actually good,
Funny
babe.
you should say that. She's a shapeshifter.
We found Jackie Daytona. Game over.
That's right. We win.
What can I say?
Well, we lost her, so...
Well, she's still wanted for treachery, right?
That's right.
She's a shapeshifter. her motives are mercurial, but I know that she wants to revenge herself, in particular upon a certain one of my kind, who happens to be closely connected to the most powerful arachnomancer in Menzoberranzan.
Wow.
Are we talking about House Bane right here?
Yes.
Probably Gromp or someone like that.
It's funny you should mention Gromp. He. How much do you know of the secretive internal politics of our kind?
I know somewhat of what goes on in Menzoberranzan, but it's been some time.
There is no reason I should tell you this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Have you heard of the Council of Spiders?
I'm aware of the ruling council. Is that the same?
The Council of Spiders is the council of mages in currently in Menzoberranzan that is seeking equal representation for male students of Sorsay and the matron mothers. It's a equal rights movement, if you would. But the council itself, well, their aspirations do go a little beyond simple equality in shared responsibilities with the matron mother. And there is a secretive group within the Council of Spiders, all of whom have sobriquets. I am the Black Spider. That is my name. I am a member of this Council of Spiders. We have worked tirelessly to further the aims of equality for the Drow people. As you well know, I was in service to the matron mothers of Ustnatha before my exile. I have since become a member of this council, and I work with Drow like Khalil, who seek to bring about an end to the matriarchy in its entirety. Khalil is a special breed of Drow. Unlike your average, as average as Drow can be, unlike your average Drow, he has a particular ancestry which makes him unique. You and I can speak of this further at length. I don't wish to unveil all of our secrets in front of surface dwellers.
That is fair enough.
And Cirrus will just say, even I know from just what I've learned that fighting for equal rights for males amongst the Drow is probably harder than saving the Underdark from 7 rampaging demon lords.
Funny enough, it appears that the Council of Spiders is being framed by the matron mothers for unleashing them. For you see, Gromp himself is a member of the council.
So somehow does not surprise me.
Apparently, it was his doing, his ritual, that summoned the demons in the first place. I don't know if I believe this. I haven't been able to get in contact with Gromp. I haven't spoken to Vizarin either. He's missing. I have spoken with Grin Ossatil, or Ossatil, Vizarin's apprentice. His protege, some would say. But the Drow believe that, or at least have conveniently scapegoated the Council of Spiders, and all men within Drow society are now suspect for being complicit as part of this ritual. I don't know precisely what happened, but I know Loth is at the heart of it.
So the realms are in danger.
She would never allow males to be equal to the matrons.
I hate politics.
Well, this is all Greek to me, so.
I don't know if it's as simple as that. Lolth always spins webs within webs. I'm sure she has greater designs here. But there's no reason Gromf would have summoned demons into the Underdark.
Well, if there's information about Gromf that we desire, and he is connected with all this, and we need information, perhaps getting in touch with Brega and Daerthe might make some sense.
Getting in touch with whom now?
Jarl Axel.
Cirrus has no idea what you're talking about. I do.
That's quite a journey. My immediate concern was the rampaging demon lords in the Underdark, but as it seems I will be unable to fashion new keys, and nor do I know the location of the Thane, then perhaps that is the best course of action for us.
No,
Us?
when he says outside of this, are we thinking? Are we thinking when he's talking about keys that maybe he might be mean some of the ones you have?
I didn't get that impression.
From what I understand of the keys, the weapons, the tools, what have you, the objects Vizerin was able to find inside the temple. There are 4 weapons. One, a war pick, Iron Fang. The other, dagger, Tinder Strike, spear, Wind Vein, and a trident, Drown. That is the colloquial terminology that has been given to them. They were stolen by insane neophytes who believe themselves chosen by prime elementals who themselves want mortals to worship them. I have no way to accost these cults and retrieve these weapons, these keys. So I was hoping I could make new ones. But that isn't possible.
When you say us, are you proposing to extend our association?
I was referring to myself and Khalil, but I would not be opposed to continuing our partnership.
Then we may be having to look for these weapons ourselves then. In
As
which
I
case we
said-
still need information.
As I said, they've been taken by cultists. These cultists make the Desarin Valley their home. The same valley, I believe, underneath which the dwarven fortress of Tiar Basil still lies. A fortress, a kingdom, if you will, that this very forge was connected to. Over the millennia, seismic activity caused the foundations to shift, the entire metropolis to break apart, and it has been redistributed across the parts of the Underdark, the Upper Dark, and the Sword Coast, right within this particular area. The Sword Mountains, the plains, the Desarin Valley, the Desarin River. But it's a large area to cover, and the Fane is one small temple. I've been unable to locate it.
We're going to need to narrow it down.
Yeah, that's not much
We're
to
going
go
to need
on.
to find the cults and eliminate their leaders or convince them that it is in their best interests to give us back the tools that Vizerin himself first laid his claim to, which they stole.
Yeah, that's what we're good at, walking into rooms and temples and convincing people that we're on their side. Not
You
just
could always use a fireball.
I was going to say we'll have to use blades to convince them, I would guess.
Well, no, we just have to get close enough for Selby to convince him to hand the things over.
Yeah. With her high persuasion and her glamour weave.
Don't forget her awesome powers of intimidation.
Yeah.
Right.
Her intimidation rolls.
Exactly.
They can either listen to me and do what I say, or they can listen and do what I say.
I love how you give them a choice.
Well, I think the second one involves their being on fire at the time.
Right.
Probably, yes.
I heard a little fire in there. I don't know about you.
Well, Cirrus just says, I don't know. I really don't know what I was planning to do next anyway. So, Mortis, you seem to know more about
I know somewhat about the ways of the Underdark, but Nezznar knows far more about it than me.
So we're trying to save the realms and work on gender equality in the Underdark.
Yeah, as one does. Well, I mean, there's not much else we can do here.
As you said, one is an objective that is easily achieved. One is a lifelong aspiration that is far more difficult to see through.
Mm-hmm. Well, a long journey begins with a single step.
I vote for the easier to achieve one option.
Yeah.
Then let's go fight 7 demon lords.
Yeah, that's going to take some work too.
Like I said, I didn't know what I was doing next anyway. Respectfully, and I can't believe I'm saying this in this room, we should probably leave it.
The final Rockseeker brother does still lay claim to this this cave. I believe legally by the laws of surface dwellers, he now owns this cavern of rock, stone, and elemental magic, at least, because he has a piece of paper that says he bought it. So
yeah, but if he can't get
my place to challenge the laws of surface dwellers and upend, the legalities, lest I bring the fury of the Lord's Alliance down upon me.
Okay, Nezznar, since we're becoming closer, sometimes on the surface you don't really have to challenge the law, you just kind of step out of its way for the moment. Gundren has a legal claim to Wave Echo Cave, as you say. I doubt he could get back into this room on his own.
Not if we lock it.
If we lock the door behind us.
And there is the Batter of Mormask.
Because, there's a wraith just to the south of here that was highly suggesting that we do that after we were finished. He didn't really say anything about locking it. He was more on the point of leaving.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like the Rock Seekers, as I think you witnessed.
What would you suggest we do?
Leave all the shiny stuff and lock the door behind us. That was the hardest thing I've ever said.
I felt the difficulty in your voice.
We could leave the key with Mormask and lock the door behind us.
Whoa, slow down.
I didn't say that part. Maybe we just hold on to that for safekeeping.
If the key's with us, then no one can get in here. Where it's safe.
I'm ready to do whatever everybody else decides to do about it. I'm at kind of a loss. Either one sounds difficult to me, and so I'm willing to go along, but it's to me it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. So.
Huh?
All right.
Let's save the realms.
Yep.
Till the next time someone opens the doors to hell, lets everyone through.
It
certainly sounds like a legendary deed.
According to my father, it's a regular occurrence.
All right, so I know we're early. I know it's only 9, but I think we should talk about what it is we want to do next and which direction we want to go. So maybe we wrap it up here and talk a little bit backstage and plan for next time, because next week we're not going to be able to meet at our regularly scheduled time to play the Quest of the Phandalin 5.5.
That's right.
That's fair.
Sounds good.
Truth.
Okay.
We have a lot of XP to deal with too.
Yep.
Hopefully.
You guys, you did clear the Wave Echo Cave, and you did defeat the 2 Guardians, which that is a nice chunk of XP.
All right. I'll go ahead and close this out then.